Well, in the building got 3 wells. Maybe a little bit of celebration.
Mayor, we're live.
Anyway, I guess I'm.
Hi, Bill, we are live. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and start the city council meeting for Tuesday, July 25th, 2023 at 7:01 PM.
Who's Bill?
He's our city attorney. So can we, please rise for the pledge of allegiance?
Take off your hat, please. Hold on.
Ready? I pledge allegiance to
To
the flag of the
United States of
America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There's 4 seats over here if anybody wants them. ¿Quién? ¿Cuántos días?
Can I please get a moment of silence? A moment of silence, please. Go ahead, roll call, please.
Councilmember Diana.
Here.
Councilmember Antonio.
Here.
Councilmember Ann.
Here.
Councilmember Vera.
Here.
And Councilmember Arturo.
Here.
So, before we start and we vote on our meeting agenda, just kind of want to let everybody know that, we can't let everybody in the building. There's too many people. We had wanted to take the meeting outside. We're not able to because we have to be live and on Zoom. So we're giving people the opportunity and we're gonna give them a minute, 2 minutes. But people that spoke at the last meeting will not be speaking at this meeting. So, we're gonna go ahead and, start with people getting their answers that they want, because we do have the engineers here tonight and we have our water contractor here tonight. So if I had not given any answers to any of the citizens of Mapton, I apologize, but I do not want to give information that I am not sure about. So tonight, the citizens will be getting their answers. And hopefully by the end of the night, we won't have too many people asking questions because they're gonna go over everything. Okay? So, we're gonna do number 4. We're gonna go ahead and move that down, to 8. If we can, please. And then we're gonna go ahead and I need a motion for the consent agenda A through C.
I make a motion for the consent agenda from A to Z.
Second motion.
I have a motion by Diana, second by Antonio. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, and also I need a vote on the meeting agenda for tonight.
I make a motion on the vote on the meeting agenda tonight.
I have a motion by Diana. Second by Vera. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay. So, we're gonna go ahead and no old business. New business, we're gonna go ahead and have our, water contractor, Van Osborne, go ahead and step up to the podium. So, I'm gonna go ahead and raise the window up, Van, really quick. Okay, so si quieren oír lo que va a decir, kind of listen, please. If not, so we hear that what's going on.
And then make sure to speak right up to that mic.
Julio?
Yeah.
Julio? You want to come up to the podium, please?
Do you have extra movies?
No, I don't think you do.
No, I only live in. I
You want to step up there with him, please? And you know what? You can use mine.
My name is Bennett Osborne. I own and operate a company called Valley Water Services. It's a satellite management agency that works with public water systems throughout the state. I was hired by City of Mapleton a couple of years ago to work with the rest of the Public Works Department and personnel to help operate and maintain the water system for City of Mapleton. Let me just start off by saying that with regards to the latest incident with the complaint to the Yakima Health Department on July 13th, that there were taste and odor problems and other types of water contamination. We have tested the water thoroughly, continuously, and we have found no evidence of contamination of the water in the City of Mapleton at any of the taps that we have tested.
Ben, can you let Julio interpret for us, please, on that?
You need to talk now, please.
Hello? Okay. Ben Osborne fue contratado por la ciudad de Mapleton para ayudar al Public Works Department en el mantenimiento del sistema de agua potable de la ciudad. En días pasados, en julio 13 hubo problemas de mal olor y color en el agua. Ben Osborne y la ciudad hicieron pruebas del agua potable de la ciudad y no encontraron ninguna evidencia de que estuviera contaminada. En resumen, eso es lo que...
So we took steps the next day, immediately following the complaint on July 13th. And we came out here and we flushed the water system, trying to get some fresh water through the pipes. And we turned off well number 5, which is our highest producing well, but also the well that had been reportedly containing the taste and odor problems, more than the other 2 wells. And so then we also increased the residual chlorine level, which will help to treat the water and also helps to remove some of the contaminants that may potentially be causing problems. Like I said before, we couldn't identify any particular contaminant in the water. It all appears clean, it all appears healthy, it all appears, passes all the tests, and everything tests well within limits for any drinking water, according to the state and the EPA limits. If we could identify a particular problem, that would make it a lot easier, because then we could say, there is this in the water, let's go treat it, and let's take care of the problem. The fact that we can't find any contaminants in the water is the ongoing problem here.
I think somebody's out there interpreting, right? Okay, somebody's out there. What about it? Oh, okay, you go ahead, Julio.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
So what we can do is try and develop short-term solutions and then long-term solutions to tackle this problem, whatever it may be. There are certain types of treatment that you can do to water that help remove taste and odor problems. And remember, taste and odor problems in general are not hazardous to your health. They're simply, aesthetically bad. Nobody wants to drink water that doesn't smell good and doesn't taste good. So they're very important, and we're doing everything we can to try and develop short-term solutions and long-term solutions. They know this problem has been going on for a while, and they have a treatment system in place, aeration. But during the summer months, when everybody's irrigating and everybody's watering and the increased demand goes so high, then it overwhelms that treatment system and it's not able to handle all of the extra water usage. And so short-term answers are decrease water usage, not water as often, your lawns, things like that. And then it won't overwhelm the treatment system that's already in place. And then there's also other short-term solutions is to increase residual chlorine, but then a lot of people don't like the bleach smell, that comes through, even though it's making the water healthier. And the other solution was to shut off well number 5, which seems to be the largest offender of taste and odor. But then you have problems with water pressure, and you're not able to keep up with the demand during the summer months. And so you're really stuck with the short-term solutions unless everybody reduces water usage and we can find a way to treat the water coming out of well number 5, particularly.
I think they're still interpreting out there, correct?
Anything else?
Still interpreting out?
Does everybody in
I have a
here?
question.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Julio.
What would it take,
We're gonna wait, just to let Julio do his speech. Thank you. Go ahead, Julio. Thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna start.
Your number.
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
well, I can tell him and
If you feel confident.
then. No, I'm not very good on speaking. Sorry.
I think everybody understood what was said out there and in here, so I think we're good on that part.
No, but there's some that don't understand.
Did you guys, everybody else?
People understand.
Everybody else is all okay or it sounds no?
Yeah, but the-
Ok, prácticamente lo que dijo
Okay.
el Ben, de que el día 13 se detectó el olor y eso, y desde luego empezaron a hacer pruebas al agua.
¿el día 13 de qué?
El día 13 de julio.
Llevamos 5 meses.
Una persona,
porque no vamos a.
Pues el día 13 fue cuando se reportó, alguien lo reportó. Y entonces le hicieron pruebas, pero no hay nada que nos pueda como dañar nuestra salud, que nada más pues es el mal olor y el calor, pero que no nos afecta la salud, pero que trataron de arreglar ese problema cerrando una de nuestras wells, una de nuestras norias, y la noria que da más agua, pero están tratando de arreglar un problema como a corto plazo, igual a un largo plazo, pero pues que se le están acabando las opciones de corto plazo, porque la noria que da más agua, y en este tiempo del año no puede, las otras norias chiquitas no pueden sustituir, no pueden avanzar tanta agua.
So this is not something new. This has been going on for many years. This has been, and it's hitting us this year because it is really hot.
Así que esto ha estado por muchos años, que esto no es algo nuevo, pero que en este año nos está como pegando más, y nos llegó más porque es un año muy caliente.
So what happened is, it was reported on July 13th.
Fue cuando se
Somebody
reportaron-
reported it to the health department. We are in compliance with the health department. If we were not in compliance, we'd be in trouble right now, and Ben would, they'd reach out to Ben, because he is the one who does the water testing.
Que ya está todo ya sentado, que ya están conectados con el Departamento de Salud, que si no estuvieran reportando eso en el Departamento de Salud, que entonces Ben tuviera problemas.
And we would be the first to let the residents know if the water is contaminated. I am gonna be the first to let everybody know. I would not want to put anybody
Que
in harm's
si
way.
la agua estuviera contaminada, hacernos daño a nuestra salud, que ella sería la primera en avisarnos a la comunidad.
Is there any way we could like actually?
He had a question first.
Or see the results, or see the results, or
Okay.
actually test it?
Go ahead. Just so everybody knows, there is a public website that has information on every single public water system in the entire state, where all the results of all the tests are posted on a weekly basis. And anybody can access that site at any time they want to.
So what the site be, Ben, so we can, relay it? and put it in
Yeah.
the newsletter?
The URL to get to it is like 40 characters. So it's easier to just Google Sentry, SENTRY, like a guard, not like century, not like 100 years, but Sentry, SENTRY, DOH, Department of Health, WA, Washington. And it'll pop up Access Sentry Internet, just type in Mapton, pop right up. You can look at all the results for 30 years.
So I have a question, so are all tests different? Because I test my water and it's not. So is there a certain test you have to get?
So when you say you test your water, what do you test it for?
Like when you test, like the kit, they send a kit and you test the water and it says, oh, like the odor, the smell, the color, like, so that's normal for this community?
So the regular tests that we do are for health reasons, things that can cause any kind of health problems. And so we test on a regular basis, on a weekly basis, as a matter of fact, for bacteria, coliform bacteria. And those have all come out negative. And we test on a frequent basis for other contaminants like nitrates, nitrites, fluorides, sulfates, antimony, arsenic, barium, beryllium, copper, lead, zinc, thallium, selenium.
¿Me puede decir alguien aquí quiénes son los que toman agua de la llave en su casa? Yo no. Está negra.
Well,
Yo
at
le
my
he
house,
hecho
it's
la
not
prueba.
black.
No, en su house.
Yeah, no, I drink my house.
Yo vengo aquí a esta junta, quiero soluciones. Yo no quiero nomás que estemos hable y hable y hable.
Okay, so-
Queremos soluciones.
I guess that's what we're here for.
Por
He's
eso.
giving you
Pero
some,
yo no cocino con esa agua porque yo cuido niños y no tomo el agua de ahí. Estoy comprando más aparte el bill que
So,
pagamos.
what I don't understand is, you guys are telling me you don't cook with the water, but yet, if you were to use the city water, you're boiling the water, so, I mean,
What about we take a shower, did you don't boil it then? Or we want
you know what, get out of hand and we'll have you removed.
I'm just asking.
Remember orderly.
Ben, back to my question, man.
Aunque me saquen.
You're talking about,
Pero
you're
cuando
talking about
nosotros
filters.
queremos hablar con usted,
No,
por
One person here. hang
también
on.
queremos hablar.
Yeah, no filters.
Cuando nosotros hemos querido hablar a la ciudad,
Aeration.
no hay quien conteste.
What's the
En la
purpose of
semana
that? What is
pasada,
that?
8 o 10 veces
Aeration,
estuve
what it
llamando,
does is it basically like a big fan.
pero que alce la
And
mano.
it aerates the water, puts oxygen in there, and that removes the taste and odor.
So
And normally, it'll keep up, no
One
problem.
person at a time.
Okay, so wouldn't you think that it would be better if it was filtered?
No,
Because filtered water would take out all the impurities,
no,
like a reverse osmosis system.
well, there's no such thing as an RO system for a municipality.
Hang on.
Okay,
You can make RO systems for individual houses, but
you can't do it for a town, for,
no, it has like a maximum output of like 30 gallons a minute.
okay.
And we need to do like 6,000.
Estaba preguntando de un filtro que ve como cuando, sorry, que cuando filtramos la agua nosotros en nuestras casas, él está diciendo que por qué no pueden hacer eso para toda la ciudad. Agarrar un filtro, no, pero un filtro nomás para la agua. Pero él dice que no se puede porque como es demasiado, no se puede.
So Ruben brings up a good point here. That, and people have brought up other questions about, well, if we replace all the pipes, wouldn't that help? No, the pipes have nothing to do with taste and odor. Absolutely nothing, okay? The taste and odor is coming straight out of the wells, okay? And it's happening all over the lower valley here. It's worse the farther you get down, like Mapton and Grandview and things like that.
Yeah, go ahead and translate that.
Ok, dice que no nomás es un problema de aquí de Mapton, que es un problema de todo el valle. Eso sí yo no lo sabía de las otras ciudades. Pero dice que entre más para abajo se llena el agua, que huele más, que es un problema más.
En Grandview el agua no huele, pero otra pregunta. El señor dice que no nos podemos enfermar
¿Puedes venir
con
al
esa
podium?
agua.
Can you come to the podium?
Oye, aquí puedo gritar.
No, you need to say your name.
Tiene que venir
Hay un
acá.
papel
You need
que
to come to
dice
the podium and
que
say
no
your
podemos
name,
enfermar
sir.
con esa
You
agua,
need to come
¿por
say
qué
your
lo
name.
dice?
Señor, tiene que venir acá enfrente a hablar de todo, por favor.
Pero ¿por qué?
Because you have to state your name and your address.
Queriendo hablar, tiene que venir acá, por favor.
Ay, entiendo,
Pero dice que
I can stop this meeting right now. I can stop it right now and nobody's gonna get a chance to talk and we will end it.
This
We
is
gotta
just-
stay in order.
So if I can finish the point on that, the point is that there's no easy fix, okay? You can't just stick in a filter, you can't just stick in a reverse osmosis unit, you can't just add something to the water, you can't treat the taste and odor problem except for the way we're already treating it, which is aeration, chlorination, and storage in our nice reservoirs out there.
Dice que no hay una manera fácil para tratar ese tipo de agua, así que huele mal, que ya lo están haciendo. Hay una palabra que no la entendí, pero dice que ya le echaron cloro y la están tratando con otra cosa, pero que no hay una manera fácil para tratar ese tipo de agua.
So what you're saying, Ben, is that what you're doing now is the best thing that can possibly be done for
No.
for the way it is right now?
No, like I said, there are short-term solutions and there are long-term solutions. For instance, what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks with Joe and everybody else is we've been dumping pellets of calcium hypochlorite down the wells. And what this does is it interacts with any potential problems that are in the wells, actually down in the hole. So it treats the water before it comes out. And but that's a very short-term solution.
Dice que ya las últimas 2 semanas han estado aventándole paletas, sacos, como pastillas al mero pozo de agua para que se trate el agua antes de que salga para arriba. Que es lo único que han estado haciendo. La pregunta del otro señor que está para allá preguntó que si era la mejor manera, que si es como lo último que ellos están haciendo y lo máximo, que si es ya lo máximo que se puede hacer por tratar el agua. Y pues él dice que no es lo máximo, que como que hay más cosas, pero...
So what is the long term for you guys? Because this has been going on for years.
Yeah, so it would be easier to develop a long-term solution if we could identify what the exact problem is. And that is where Jamin comes in a little bit on the engineering side of things, with more wells, more water, less usage of well number 5, maybe a deeper well in a different aquifer, so it doesn't have any taste and odor problems when it's coming out of the well. So we can just discontinue use of one of the existing wells altogether.
So how's that supposed to work when, I mean, I'm new to the community and this is all 4 or 5 years I've been here. But I've noticed that they're transferring water to the nursery. That's less pressure for us. and then you're telling us to not monitor your yard. Our yard's gonna get destroyed, our things are gonna get destroyed, our property's gonna go lower. So which means why not use our water when you guys can do a solution and it's been going on for years and years?
I can't answer that.
We'll go ahead, we'll have Jamin go ahead and come up, we'll let you translate and then we'll have Jamin come up.
Ok, la pregunta de ella dice que si esto ha estado por años, que por qué le están permitiendo tanta agua a la mercería y por qué se nos van a caer nuestras propiedades, como si el paso se nos pone feo y eso, pues se van a decaer las propiedades. Que si por qué están permitiendo dejar ir tanta agua para allá.
Well, no,
y
there's a
que-
well submerged in the, there's a well submerged
Pues
in
no
the
es
well.
presión para nosotros, pues las tierras se están dañando y todo y no hay solución y son años y años.
All right, hang on.
So with regard to the city's water service in the nursery, my understanding from past conversations is you're only providing water for their bathrooms. You're not providing water for the irrigation. They're buying that from Sunnyside Valley Irrigation District. So that's where
Dice que
that's
su solución
coming.
es que supuestamente están proveyendo agua solamente para su uso de baño, no para regar.
Así es.
So a couple other items that the mayor asked me to discuss just briefly. That's a good time, Mayor. I'll get into that. It's just how the city funds projects. When you see a street getting done, where did that money come from? And so for a city the size of Mapton, so my name is Jim Manatee with Grant Osborne. We're the city's consulting engineering firm. And so we work for a number of different cities. A lot of cities Mapton size can't just go write a check. There's not enough money in the bank for the city to just go write a check and do a big project. And so for that, the city goes to outside funding agencies, and there are a bunch of different funding agencies that fund projects. Sometimes they fund street projects, sometimes they fund water projects, sometimes they fund wastewater projects. And so the city goes to those different funders and says, hey, we've got a good project, we want to do this and sell the project. Then the funder rates them and then they give you money, right? And sometimes it's a grant, meaning you don't have to pay it back. Sometimes it's a loan, meaning you have to pay it back. Sometimes it's a combination. The goal is always, and the city's always trying to get more grant so that they can just do the project and not have to pay it back. But that's not how it always works. So once the city then receives that money, go to a project. So for instance, we talked earlier about the Main Street job. So that's a specifically allocated state and federal funding to do Main Street. The city can't take that money and go do something else with it. That would get you in a lot of trouble with the state agencies.
Ok, este es otro experto. Este está más como enfocado en lo de la ingeniería y cómo entra el dinero y cómo lo distribuimos. ¿Verdad? Dice que se tiene que meter aplicaciones para ciertos proyectos y que como el proyecto para arreglar esta calle, la Main Street, el federal aprobó ese dinero y que no lo pueden estar usando como para otras cosas como para el agua y para eso.
So have you guys applied for a fund for the water since it's been going on for so many years?
Some of the current systems that the city uses to help were installed in the past as part of funded projects. Additionally, the city's largest water issue right now is honestly, it's a lack of source capacity. Well, it's less objectionable, but that's why in the summer on really hot days, the pressure goes down and sometimes the wells can't keep up. So the city is in the process of constructing 2 new wells that will help provide additional source capacity so that will be less of an issue. Additionally, they are from a different aquifer than your current wells. And so it's a different water that you're pumping out of the ground, which likely, we won't know till we've drilled the wells and tested the water, but will likely allow some dilution and should help with some of the taste and odor issues as well.
What's gonna happen to the old wells?
So at this point, the city will keep all the wells in service as long as they're meeting Department of Health requirements, so that on the hot day when a well goes out, you don't run out of water.
So are we hoping for a grant?
So the city has received actually $2.2 million, and I don't remember the exact percentage. It's more grant than loan. There's some loan in there. It's 3 different funding packages. The city's been in the process of procuring since 2017, 2018 that the city was working on getting the money, finally got the money in place, worked through all the environmental paperwork, worked through the drilling design. So we have to design the drilling. And then that contractor is going to start drilling the wells in August, the next week. They're going to start drilling those wells, but even then it takes time to actually put them online.
Since some of it's gonna be loan, does that mean what, property taxes going up? Water rates are going up? Everything's going
Some
up?
of that may have been built into the city's current water rates. I don't know the exact percentage. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. It's probably 2/3 grant, 1/3 loan, which, you know, we work for lots of cities and do this, like, that's an amazing funding package for the project the city's getting. A lot of cities would be very, very thrilled to get the package Mapton has.
See, because right now, I can tell you this for sure. I can almost guarantee you this. Every person that's out there right now, and every person that's in here right now, that's their main complaint, is the cost of water. That's, the monthly bill is so outrageous here in Mapton, it's ridiculous. You go to any other city around the area, and their rates are a lot lower than ours. I myself,
So I don't set the rates.
Okay,
We're hired
but here's
to
what-
provide the city
We're gonna go
information.
ahead and let the gentleman translate real quick, okay?
Ok, la pregunta de ella era que si de tantos años han traído este problema del agua, que si ya han pedido, porque para estos tipos de proyectos a veces son préstamos y a veces son como que le fundamentos, ajá. So, la pregunta era de ella que si de tantos años, que si, ¿por qué no han hecho como una aplicación para que para los fondos para el agua? Y están diciendo de que ya lo hicieron y ya se lo aprobaron y ya van a hacer unas nuevas memorias.
En agosto.
Y ahora en agosto la van a empezar, pero se ocupa.
¿Dónde lo van a poner?
Pero no limpian las que tienen.
Tenemos una grande.
van a seguir con las que tienen, pero van a hacer otra.
The wells are clean. You have to understand, the wells are clean.
Dice que los tanques están limpios.
They're clean.
Es que el señor habla nomás de la pompa 5.
Can you
Pero ¿qué
talk
pasa
about
con
all the
la
other
uno, la
wells,
dos,
please?
la
Because
tres,
they're
la
saying you're
cuatro?
talking just about well 5.
Let's see, man.
Oh, yeah, and there was one other thing though you asked me, but yeah, no, we can do that though. Yeah, we can come back. So I think perhaps the confusion here, and I will defer to Ben as the operator, is, are there some objectionable taste and odor issues? Right, yes, right, there isn't, the city is not trying to say that that's not the case. Does the water, to the best of city sampling, meet Department of Health standards? Yes, right? And so that's kind of the difference is, it's not that there aren't objectionable taste and odor issues. There are, and there have been off and on, and the city's doing what it can to reduce those. But in terms of Department of Health, the city's in compliance with Department of Health for its water sampling. And I'm sorry, was there a question specific about the wells? I didn't track
Yeah,
that.
he's like, you're only talking about well 5. He goes, what about all the other wells?
Mhm.
You know, so you might want to, talk
Well,
about,
The problem that we keep on talking about well 5 is well 5 puts out 5 times the amount of water that any of the other wells in the city produce. And so when you want to keep up with summer demand and you want to keep up pressure and you want to keep the reservoirs filled, you got to turn on well 5. Because the other 2 wells, even all combined, running 24/7, cannot keep up with that demand. And so you have to use well 5. And all the wells, so well 4, no, well 5, well 6, we test them individually and we test them in the distribution system as a whole. And there are no evidence of any contamination from any of the individual wells or any of the distribution system.
So only well 5 is the only one that smells and none of the other ones do?
I haven't noticed it.
That's what he's saying. It's the main one.
How many wells do we have? 6?
We have 3 active wells.
do you want to go ahead and translate, please?
El número 5 es el que está activando, que es el que está haciendo todo el proyecto de limpiar los demás tanques. Entonces es el que produce y limpia todo. Entonces por eso él está específicamente hablando del 5, que porque él es el mayor que se encarga de todos los demás. Entonces por eso no tiene razón de hablar a los demás, porque el 5 es donde tiene que enfocarse en hacer y pues, que es lo que están haciendo.
That's why you notice the problem during the summer months, because that's when the demand goes sky high, and you don't notice the problem during the winter months because we could just run well 4 and everything's happy.
Okay, so you haven't tried to get an expert like to let us know like why it smells like that.
Like I said before, and as a chemist and a microbiologist, that's really irritating to me that I can't identify a particular problem. And when you say rotten egg smell, you think hydrogen sulfide. but we tested for hydrogen sulfide and it's not in there. When you think, musty smell, you think of different types of algae or something like that, that might be growing in there. But, there's no evidence of any of that in there. And so we can't identify a particular contaminant that is
So when it
present.
looks rusty, it's not
That's what I was
rusty?
gonna say.
The yellow
Well, okay.
color and the-
Yellowness and that kind of thing is probably from iron.
Oh,
So,
Iron in pipes or iron in general?
there's iron in the wells, but it's at a very moderate level, and iron can't hurt you, so it just causes discoloration.
If you get too much of it, you can't.
Yeah, but there's nowhere near that.
Question.
Yeah.
How many wells do you have in town?
There's been 6 wells altogether.
So,
Well number 1 and well number 2 are 30 years old, long gone. Well number 3 still exists as an emergency well, but it's really impractical to use. And so the only active wells are 4, 5, and 6.
so the last time I came to the meeting, they said that the new well was not working, that there was an issue with it. Has that been fixed?
Well, about a year ago at this time, we had problems with well 4, but that was the only one I know of.
There was an issue with well 6.
Well
But
6,
the contractor
you-
fixed it.
Yeah.
It was
Is there
Yeah,
any
that was
way,
only for like a week.
it was a warranty issue.
is there any way that something could be seeping into these wells that is causing this problem?
So a total of 3 wells, including for the whole city, towns, Gravity,
No, not for them, just
Well,
for
that's a
now.
bunch.
Oh,
I mean, just so you guys know, you compare it to other cities this size, and you guys are in a really good infrastructure situation. I mean, you have 800,000 gallon capacity out there. That's like, city of Yakima capacity. I mean, that is huge.
It doesn't reach that, does it?
What?
It doesn't reach that, does it?
Yeah. Which is actually a problem.
Yeah.
Because when I make a change, that change doesn't take effect for a month because it's got to go through that 800,000 gallon reservoir.
Because that's a lot more water than the town consumes.
Yeah, that's a lot more.
Do you want to go ahead and finish, Jamin? Please?
Yes, ma'am. So the other item, I think you asked us to discuss is the Public Works Trust Fund funding that we discussed at the council meeting like 2 council meetings ago. It's one of the many reoccurring funding cycles. The city had thought about putting in an application for some water main replacement. We started to scope the project. It was kind of a last minute thing to try to get in that would replace some pipes in the ground. There's all, you think about it, well, water comes out of the wells, goes into the reservoirs, and then it comes out of the reservoirs and goes into all the pipes in the ground that feed each house. And so the thought was, there's some leakage from some of those. Maybe we can replace some water mains and seek some funding. So we started to scope a project to go to the Public Works Board, the funder. It was going to be a significantly loan project. They offered some grant, but they will never offer you more than half grant. So no matter what, if the city did it, it would be taking on some loan. As it came down to it, there was discussion with city staff and the financial information that was involved. Ultimately, the city had to be comfortable if you got the money taking on more loan. And that means potentially a water rate increase, right? Because the city has already maximized out its current ability to pay for things. And so that there were some just different discussions on that. Ultimately, the city decided rather than trying to make that happen for this funding cycle, push pause on it. That same funder will be available later this year, early next year. Get some of the financial stuff in order rather than kind of rushing into a funding app. And so it's just one of the regular funders. They'll come back around. They have more money. And even if the city got the best possible funding package, it was going to be at least 50% loan. Means city had to pay it back, and that potentially means the city would have to consider rate increases because once you incur that loan, you're obligated to pay it back, right? So the short version is the city decided, okay, let's hit pause on this. Let's get some of our financial stuff updated and taken care of, and then revisit this when the next funding cycle comes around for that funder.
And that is in,
They haven't announced it for sure. To my understanding, it could be late this year or next spring, or next summer. They'll announce it once they get through this cycle. But those funding cycles come around. You don't apply every year for every cycle. You have to have a project that sells well, and you have to be ready to do it or take on the loan or whatever it is that it takes to fund it. So hopefully is a helpful explanation of that.
Tengo una pregunta para los expertos en el agua. Me imagino que ellos tienen que estar examinando y haciendo un reporte de lo que según no tiene el agua, ¿verdad? ¿Por qué no se lo distribuyen al pueblo para tenerlo como evidencia uno de que el agua sí está 100% limpia?
he says that since you two are the experts, that, you know, you guys are the ones doing all the numbers, doing the champions, all the testing and everything. That why don't we distribute, you distribute flyers to the citizens to show them, you know, the actual numbers of how the readings are. So to let him know, he gave the address. He gave it, you can go online.
Okay. Well,
Mayor, but
and
is it
also-
your job to like give them that information, the citizens, the residents?
No, because
They
we don't
give you
Yeah.
that information to distribute.
So once a year, we distribute what's called a consumer confidence report. And that usually comes out August 1st or so for the previous year. And that has all of the testing that was done like in 2022 and the summary of the general water quality, and that comes out every year.
But what about the citizens who can't access it? Like,
So I don't get access to it. Our girls do, in that time, last year, the girls were not here, so we had a different staff. So it would have been my city clerk would have got those numbers.
But you could
So-
post that on the website or
Yeah,
something, right?
Yeah, we could post it
But
on the
not
website.
everybody
but I
has
didn't have
access to a
it.
computer.
Okay.
You know,
That's a
that's,
year
that's,
So can you send it out with a mailer? Yeah.
here's my question. You're doing these tests. Why aren't they done on a quarterly period? Why is it annually? Why can't it be done every
No,
3 months instead of?
Well, like I said, we test your water every 2 weeks.
Yeah, let me get to my point here.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're testing every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Why isn't the report sent out to the community at the end of the month?
Put it on the reader board.
But
It's a
look-
reader board, English and
Or
Spanish.
send it out in the mail.
It's public
You
information.
know, that way, the community knows what's going on.
Yeah,
And
we
when the
can.
last time it was tested, and what the test results were, and then so on and so on.
So-
Instead of waiting a whole year to find out how good the water was a year
Okay,
ago.
Ruben, but you have to understand, that was not my department.
No,
I am-
no, I'm
I am
just
the
saying,
mayor,
why
yes.
can't we come
That's
up with
why
that?
listen, that's why I have a staff. But this staff is fairly, hey, come on, you know what, we're gonna adjourn the meeting. We gotta get to the bottom of this, guys. I'm a citizen here of Mapton. I'm a resident as well. I have the same, you know, problem with my water. And, you know, it is tiring, but let me tell you, so what's going on is,
Leon, we only have one person talking.
what's going on is I do not have the same staff as last year. So they're not familiar. This is new to me because my last staff was the one who handled all of that. It didn't get to my hands. So I'm hoping that now with my new staff, they take care of it. A lot of stuff didn't get to my hands, Ruben.
No, I understand that, I
Yeah,
understand.
so
that.
now
It's
that
just
I
an
know what
idea.
he's telling me, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna send it
Yeah,
out.
it's just an idea. That's all I'm bringing up as an idea.
Yeah.
But I will say this, I don't appreciate, listen to me, I'm a grown ass man. I don't appreciate somebody telling me, listen, I'm not a kid. You don't treat me like one, okay? So you need to back off,
Well,
not me.
listen, we're only supposed to give 3 minutes if I want, but I've been giving you guys a lot more time and it's only supposed to be one question. So, you know,
Everybody's asking questions.
I know, so we're not gonna do it anymore, so go ahead.
I got a question.
Uh-huh.
So his solution, one of his solutions was watering our grass every other day or minimizing watering our grass. So I know here in Mapton before, a lot of the other outside country cuts or whatever you want to call it, got annexed in. They have irrigation water, just like I got irrigation water at the new development that they put in. So how does that affect your solution, as you're saying, to cut back on using the city water when some of the people have irrigation water? And this has been going on years.
So do you have city water as well?
I have city and irrigation. That whole development has irrigation.
So you guys are the lucky ones, because over here, we don't have irrigation in town.
That development
Every
does,
water we drop
the
is
city
every
out.
penny we pay.
Yeah, so,
Out
but
where
if they're
my parents
annexed in, yes.
live- Out where my parents live, they all have irrigation.
Yeah, so see, they're out in the country, but people who live in the city, we do not have sewer,
Well, I-
irrigation, we do not have that.
En la Fairmont Street, ahí tienen ciudad, agua de canal y está en la ciudad.
Yeah, I think the statistics are there's only about 10% of the,
Jackson Street. Clark Street.
yeah, but like I said, there's only, just a little over 10% of the actual connections that actually have irrigation separate from drinking water.
I live on
Everybody
Silver
else
Road.
uses their drinking water for irrigation.
Yeah, so for that to say that on Maple, I don't have it where I'm at. So, I mean, I'm gonna say that right now, I do not have that.
So I'm a city council and I can say something about it. Okay, I think the best thing is we have to do the test every month for here now and the water solution. Every month we have to results. The water's good. Everybody can, all the consumers can use it. Every month. There was a place in Otello, Tri-Cities, Yakima for doing the test. It's $120 each test. If everybody agree with that, we can do it.
Testing the water.
Testing the water.
Every month. To make sure that it's up to par.
Yeah. Or any contamination. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna let some of the people from outside come in.
Antes de salir para afuera, puedo hablar tantito
Can you
rápido.
explain what our water rights are and that we have some that we will use, won't we use those for the other two wells?
Yes, yes, that's correct.
I don't know if they understand that or.
Sure. So the city's 3 existing wells have water rights, and that's like it's like owning a piece of property. You have the right to use a certain amount of water out of the ground, and it's like a piece of property that you can buy and sell. Over the recent years, the city had pretty much maximized you were using your full water right, and if you went over it, you could essentially get in trouble with ecology. And so in 2017, the city purchased new water rights to expand the water rights portfolio. You know, essentially like buying a piece of property, bought more water for the system. That's the water that the new wells will access. And essentially, if you think about different buckets of water, you know, different aquifers underground, your 3 current wells are all in a deeper aquifer. The new wells will be in a shallower aquifer, and that's that aquifer that you purchased additional water in. And that's what these new wells 7 and 8 that are going to start being drilled next week, next week. July's flown by. August 1st we'll be starting.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna bring other people in. We gave everybody
Aquí
a
estoy,
chance
aquí
to
estoy. Lo que estoy viendo es que no va a haber solución y el problema va a seguir. La gente allá abajo, allá afuera, está esperando verla a usted para que dé una explicación. Toda la gente está afuera.
And I know they want, I know they want a solution.
Permítame.
That's why they're here.
Permítame, deje hablar. Hey, calmada. Acá tiene usted la obligación de salir y dar la cara. Una.
And I did.
¿Cuándo
I did.
va a ser la siguiente junta? Que las cámaras van a estar para que toda la gente venga y no pase lo que pasó hoy. Que no pueden salir, que porque las cámaras están aquí, ok. Para la otra que sea
Who didn't go
afuera.
outside? Who didn't go outside?
Que sea afuera la junta o
Okay,
en un
yeah, we
lugar
can do it.
grande.
Yeah.
Para que el pueblo pueda opinar, porque nosotros somos los dueños del pueblo. Nosotros vivimos aquí. Somos los que
And
pagamos
I pay too.
taxas,
I pay
el agua,
too.
el agua
I pay too.
a cada rato va para arriba y para arriba y ustedes nomás están sentados ahí. Y no hacen nada.
You guys agree with that? I don't, because we have to be involved.
¿Mande?
I don't know what she's saying.
¿Para qué? Oye, estoy saliendo. No me amenaces. Estoy saliendo sola.
So if you already spoken, I'm gonna ask you to please leave. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and let some other people come in. Did you want to speak about Ernesto, Virginia? You all want to say something?
I want to speak un poquito. Okay, la cosa está, el problema está fácil. Thank you, guys.
Mayor, visitors' comments are not until.
No understand the Spanish, te voy a decir en
Okay.
español.
So just a minute, wait a minute. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and go on. We're gonna wait, we're gonna finish our agenda part and then we'll get to the comments, okay? Because we moved our comments now, so just a minute.
But I mean, the last week.
Okay, so, you want to step outside, please, Chuck? Thank you.
Everybody else too?
So we're gonna go ahead and move on to,
Guys are here, we all need to go, so we have everybody else.
we're, on B, the approval of the Main Street Improvement Project. We tabled that. We're gonna go ahead and, approval of the Main Street Improvement Construction Administration Engineering Supplemental
So
Agreement.
that one's tabled, but the one before it, you should still approve.
Oh, I got it on B.
So you wanna award it conditioned on WashDOT.
If she wants to say something, she can come in. Yeah, we're not doing comments yet, so just a minute. Un minuto, okay?
For tabling C.
We're tabling C.
I gave you the wrong one.
Okay. Okay, so we're tabling C, and we're gonna do the approval of Main Street Improvement.
Yeah, the contract award to Culver Construction.
You wanna come close the window? You wanna come clean the window, please? So, we need to get a, no, we tabled C, but we're gonna do the.
We're gonna vote on
Approve the street, Main Street, yeah.
So can I get a
Motion?
motion for the
The
approval?
motion should be approval of the award to Colbert Construction contingent on TIB and WashDOT approval. Because they still have to sign off on a few things, but as soon as they're signed off, then it lets it move forward without having to wait.
So I can get an approval on the Colbert Construction, correct? James? The Colbert Construction out of Pasco, Washington. If we can get a, motion for that, please. Which is B.
Approval on Main Street improvement project award.
Yes.
I make a motion.
I have a motion by Diana,
I second the motion.
second by Ann, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. So, okay, now we're gonna go ahead and go to comments. So,
Can we get a motion to table C?
can I,
Actually, like, why don't we just wait till
okay,
because
we do comments. Okay, so anybody in here want to do a comment, come to the podium, state your name and the street address. That's the only way you're gonna be able to say your comment, because we have to have it on the record. Okay?
Grabe muy bien. Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Pedro Torres, vivo en Merton por 43 años aquí. Y siempre ha estado el problema del agua. Siempre ha estado. Yo sé que usted, mayor, acaba de entrar y le dejaron un problema grande. Eso lo entendemos. Entonces lo que pasa es que nunca hemos tenido personas capacitadas para trabajar o que sepan cómo alimentar esos tanques o aliviarlos de cualquier bacteria o algo. Entonces casi a usted directo mero le voy a decir, yo quisiera que usted mero, como una idea, que busque personas capacitadas.
We do, those are, that's.
Ya sé, pero ellos no vienen a hacerlo. Usted viene a ser los trabajadores que usted tiene, enseñarlos a hacer el trabajo de él.
They work under Ben.
Sí, yo entiendo eso. Pero una persona que las tenga usted diario aquí, como tiene a los policías, igual. Pero el problema es no tenemos personas capacitadas. Si usted agarra personas capacitadas, no tuviera el pueblo así.
Pedro, we do have people that are capable of doing the job. He's our water contractor for the city of Mapton. He works for the city. He is the contractor for the water.
Ya
So
sé.
he's doing his job.
Lo
He
sé.
works alongside
Tiene-
with Joe.
Pero él, como te dijera, las personas que tienen sus manos, más usted. Yo sé que él está y también lo manda y todo. Pero nunca va a comparar a un trabajador de nosotros como a él. Y dígaselo en inglés si quiere. Pero yo sí le digo una cosa. Ya estamos hasta aquí del agua como apesta. Pero usted tiene que arreglar ese problema.
Pedro,
Y está
not-
fácil.
That's not something that's the smell, the taste, none of that is my fault. You said it yourself. This has been many years.
Ajá.
I'm inheriting it now that I'm sitting here. Do I like it? No. Do I want to fix it? Yes. But he's explained to us it's not going to fix. We're not going to be able to fix it.
Sí, entiendo todo eso, entiendo yo eso, yo entiendo. Él trabaja, pero yo sí le digo, una persona como él no puede trabajar como un mexicano que somos nosotros. Déle la oportunidad, enséñelos a lo que tiene usted y va a ver cómo se mejora todo. Eso es todo lo que yo le puedo decir.
Well,
Y gracias.
you'd have to go, Pedro, to take classes to become certified, because not just anybody can touch those. You have to be certified to start touching all the stuff in the wells.
Ok, porque toda esta gente que está afuera quiere escucharla, como yo dije, quiere la gente hablar.
And I'm gonna give you
Pero
a
para
chance.
next time, la otra vez,
Okay.
yo quisiera que lo haga usted afuera, porque toda la gente es lo que quiere meterse y hablar. No va a haber, como por usted, agresiones, porque usted acaba de empezar, yo comprendo eso. Es como el presidente cuando dejan al otro atorado, el que ya hizo su...
Okay, so let me ask you something.
Ajá.
Do you think this problem is my fault?
No,
Okay, so then you think it's okay that they come and yell at me and they're
the problem is in the city.
Let me finish. Do you think it's okay that they slander me on Facebook? Do you think that it's okay that they
Some people have it in the teléfono, they don't have it in the phone.
No, but
either.
there is a lot of people that are calling me out, and it's not that I'm hiding, Pedro. Simply that I am not gonna give answers because I'm not that person that can tell you what is going on with the wells. I'm involved in it, but they are the professionals. That's why they are here to talk
Sí,
about
aquí
it.
estamos profesionales, pero usted necesita como más tener la gente, la que usted tiene trabajando esto, que levantan basura, eso, enséñenle a echar las pastillas allí. Y ellos van a ver y que se va a arreglar el agua.
Joe, that's what Joe does.
No porque él no trabaja, yo sé que trabaja.
Joe works alongside Ben, so yes.
Pero yo lo que le puedo decir, y como quiera, gracias, y yo estoy del pueblo, y yo he vivido años aquí, 43 años, y a usted la conozco y todos los que están aquí. Everybody knows me. Y como él, entonces necesitamos trabajar todos juntos y hablar contigo. No te vamos a agredir, no te estamos agrediendo nada. Me gusta que estés aquí. Yo voté por ti.
We can't work together. Everybody's calling me out. Oh, no quiere dar la cara. Oh, she don't show her
No,
face.
sí, porque
Oh,
no-
you know what, Pedro? I'm in that office every single day, and I'm there till sometimes 9 o'clock at night working.
Da todo el tiempo en la oficina. Pero
Exactly. So I'm not hiding from anybody. I have an open door policy. Anybody wants to come in to talk to me, they can. Virginia Molina came in last week. She wanted to talk to me. What did I tell you? Come on in. I don't
Pero-
close my doors to
sí,
nobody.
yo comprendo eso, pero lo más importante es que usted tenga más people trabajando como él, no nomás él, que haya más personas. Quizá él no pudo, se enfermó o algo, ¿por qué no hacen training a los que ya tienen, incluyendo a él o él que se los haga? Si no entiendes una idea mía.
We have two people.
Ok,
We have
ajá,
Joe and
y es lo que yo le
Joe.
puedo decir. Y se arregla el pueblo hasta para limpiarlo como fuera. Yo estoy dispuesto a ayudar a lo que sea. Yo vivo aquí. Y gracias a todos. Gracias. Thank you.
Thank you, Pedro.
I just have one thing. So at the beginning, you said that there was that you drink the water, you don't have a problem, but now you say you do have the issue, you're in the issue also.
What's that? No, I have the issue at my house. I still drink the water. Yeah, I was raised here. I've lived here all my life.
So it's okay for the water to smell like that and look like that, the color?
No, I said that. No, I'm on your guys' side. I don't agree with it, but there's nothing I can do because this has been going on for 20 plus years. This isn't something that happened overnight.
Yeah, and then also, but when there was the time for vote, when we were going house to house
Yes.
to house to get everybody's votes and helping them fill out the application, you helped them in that. Now that we need your help to be able to do this,
And
the
we're-
bill's higher, so there's no solution.
You know what? The water rates haven't gone up. I'm sorry.
So it's okay to go to community to people to have them fill out the voters to vote for you, but now that we need your help, you can't.
No, yeah, what you're saying is that, okay, I did go. I wanted everybody's vote because I want a better Mapton. But let me tell you, I did not raise water rates. Water rates have not been raised since, I want to say Mayor Mario. The water,
My water rate's been high.
so, and they, yeah, you know, the rates have not been, water rates have not gone up. So, and I told everybody at the last council, as long as I'm here and we don't have to raise rates, we're not gonna raise them. We're not.
So why is mine almost $400?
So your water bill is your water is gonna be the top line. Just look at the very top. Just the water
It
alone.
used to be $290, how could it go from $290 to $400?
Are you late on your bill? Okay, you come into the office tomorrow and me and the girls will take care of you and bring in your water bill, okay? Thank you.
Instead of laughing, why don't you educate
Mhm.
them? Instead of laughing at them not knowing, you should educate them. You've been laughing the whole time.
No, I haven't, Leah.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
What I gotta say is that this water issue's been going on for years, as far as I can remember. It's not a simple solution. I mean, it's not gonna get solved overnight. This gentleman saying right here that long-term, there is a solution to the problem, but that's long-term. People just gotta be patient, you know? I mean, that's just the way it is. You can't expect this gentleman or the city to perform miracles. They ain't gonna happen. Just be realistic, you know? He's trying to do the best that he can with what he has to work with. City workers, the city workers themselves, they gotta get more involved.
And
You
they
know,
are-
no, listen, they gotta get more involved. You gotta take them to trainings. They gotta get certified. You can't just put any John Doe to go do a job that takes, you know, a little bit of professionalism and knowledge to be able to do that job. It ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna work. If anything, it's gonna make matters worse. You know, and things ain't never gonna change if you guys ain't want to make changes.
Well, you know, Ruben, we have our lead, he works alongside Ben.
Yeah, I can talk to that.
Okay.
Okay.
So Joe, very bright individual, very hard worker. He's here every day, in and out, and he's working with me to get his water distribution manager level 1. He'll probably be taking a test in the next 6 months.
Okay. See, I'm not bashing the people, man. I'm just saying, educate them. Educate them. Send them to trainings. Have them learn more about the process of the water, the city, and everything.
But-
It's only gonna make them better workers.
I understand that, and we are getting the trainings. And we do have people now that have certifications for things where we didn't have that before I came on. So
Okay.
now they are. But let me tell you, we have to educate our residents as well.
Yes.
Because they're bashing us. They go to the city hall and they're nasty to my girls. And I call them my girls because they work under me. And when you come in and you throw $100 or $200 in ones and tell them, "Are you fucking stupid?" That's uncalled for, Ruben. That is uncalled for. My girls do not deserve that. Nobody deserves that.
The
That's
thing,
the stuff that we go through, that they go through at the city hall.
the thing about it, Rachel, is that a lot of people are holding it personal.
Exactly.
It's not
This is
personal.
Yeah, it's
This is
personal.
you inherited this.
I did.
It's unfortunate, but you know, you walked into this position and you inherited what you got, now you gotta deal with it.
Yes.
You know, there's no ways around it. It is what
And
it
I
is.
understand that.
You know, but the thing about it too is that people need to be a little bit more understanding that this problem is not gonna get solved overnight. There's no way. I've been here all my life, 65 years. For the past 30, 40 years, we still have the same problem. It hasn't been solved yet. I've been sitting around patiently, hoping that the day will come. You know, and I hope it does, but it's gonna take money. We gotta figure out a way to be able to get money into this town to be able to fix these problems.
And Ruben, I'm
And
gonna
until
tell you.
then, the problem's gonna continue.
Exactly.
That's all I gotta say. Yeah. You know, it's sad to see, but you know what? It is what it is. I mean, that's reality. You know, take it for what it's worth. There's no change in it.
Yeah.
Until money comes in, and then there can be changes. But until then, it's gonna stay the way it is.
And that's what I tell the residents, and I told them that at the last meeting. You know, they get upset because now we're enforcing city ordinances. People are doing things, doing roofs, no permits. They're doing sliding, no permits. They're doing patios, no permits. And they're getting mad. Well, we have to be able to show when we go and get a loan that we have revenue. If we can't show that, nobody's gonna give us a loan for what we need.
Where's our code enforcer at? Is that his job? To go around enforcing the codes?
Yeah, he does.
Huh?
Well, before we had him.
Mhm.
Now, when he isn't enforcing it, the residents get mad and they're like, well, nobody's ever done this before. Why all of a sudden?
I will say this, and this is my own personal opinion. As of right now, from what I've seen, you've done a good job. You've done a lot better than other mayors have. You know, it's just unfortunate that you inherited this problem and now you have to deal with it, you know? And I mean, and it's unfortunate. People shouldn't be bashing you just because you're the mayor. This is not something that you caused. This is something that's been existing for years. You know, so it's not right for people to bash you, whether it's on Facebook or wherever.
Do you hear
It's
them?
not right.
They're like, well, come out, show your face. I'm not hiding.
It's still not gonna solve the problem.
Exactly. That's
It's
why I
still not
tell
gonna solve the problem.
everybody, I have an open door policy. Come in and see me. I'm willing to talk to you.
I think what they're wanting, Rachel, more than anything else, is since they can't drink the water, they want some kind of deduction on their water bill. They want some kind of discount on their water bill, you know, since they can't drink it. Since they can't drink it, what good is it? What good is it other than taking a shower and watering your yard? And then that's another thing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, so I think that's what they're hoping, is some type of a discount.
Open cut or wonder if you take a shower, it burns the hell out of you. It's like it's acid going on your body.
You see, us as adults, we're more tolerant to certain things. Children, they're sensitive. Their skin is sensitive. Their eyes are sensitive. You know, their taste buds are sensitive. It's probably going to affect them more than it'll affect me or any other adult here. You know, and that's what they want to know. They want to know what can you do about it, or what can the city do about it to try to make it a little bit easier on everybody.
We can't give a discount. We can't. We are government. We cannot gift. We cannot. And I understand that, but you have to understand that we are using the well. Everybody is using the water. It is summer. People are filling pools. People are watering flowers. People are watering their grass.
But here's the thing about it, Rachel. Here's the way the people look at it. If they're having to pay this much per month on water, why can't they water their yard? Why can't they fill their pools? You know, they have all rights to do that.
Yeah,
They're the ones paying the bill.
And I understand that, and I'm not telling them not to do it.
Uh-huh.
I'm not telling them don't water.
You can't ration either, because as long as they're paying their bill, they can use the water as much as they want.
Yeah,
it's their bill.
When you come in and you say, why is my water bill $350? Well, and I've asked, I'm like, let me see your water bill. No, your water bill's not $350. Your water bill's $80. You have a service charge. You have sewer, you have a service charge. You have garbage, you have a service charge. So it all adds up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have to have service charges for everything. What's going to happen, and I'm in the works right now, your bill's going to be a little bit lower because now I'm taking the garbage off. You guys are going to deal with Yakima County now. So you're not going to have that on your bill. You're going to have an extra bill coming from Yakima Waste. So now you're not going to come into the city hall and tell the girls, I need a garbage can. I need this. My garbage wasn't picked up. You're going to go and you're going to call Yakima now because Matthew doesn't have anything to do with that anymore. Now your water bill is going to be a little bit lower. Because you're taking off, we're taking off garbage and we're taking off the rate. And if everything keeps up, we're going to go from cash to debit. And people are not going to like that because now you're going to have a service charge on your debit or credit card. So, I mean.
I don't think it should go to those extremes.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
What?
To where you have to go with debit.
Well, let me tell you why. Because we have people coming in all the time saying they pay their bill. And what do? I look at the cameras. I sit there 2-3 days looking at cameras because some people say I pay my bill when it's not even in the system.
So where's the receipt? Follow the paper trail.
There's no receipt.
There's got to be a paper trail somewhere.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, Ruben. They come in and they try to be sly. And then the girls will be like, hey, look at the cameras, Mayor. And I look at the cameras. Well, they never came in. They never came in to pay it. There's no receipt. They didn't come in.
That's why people will be with cash, Rachel, because they don't want that extra charge on their debit.
But if we
sometimes
keep on,
it's not affordable.
But I know, but
sometimes
if we keep getting that.
Sometimes people are on a fixed income, you know, and their budget.
Okay. Okay.
And with no paper trail, just shut off their water. Yeah. And if they ask why, you can show them the video. Well, look, you didn't pay it this month. You didn't pay it this month.
So instead of getting a solution, we're going to get worse because now we're going to pay debit and then we're going to have another bill.
But everybody, wants their water bill lower. So we're going to take the garbage off.
So practically the solution is not going to work. We're going to just get more and have a fee of debit card now.
The garbage bill still has to do with the water though.
Yeah, it's on there.
So
It's garbage is on there.
Who approved to take off the garbage from the bill? Like, where was this approved? What the community wants is for somebody to go out there, just like you went to their homes to ask,
And are you going to throw that in my face too?
No. I'm just saying, we need a better communication.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
And I understand that, but nobody comes to our city council meetings.
Is that, like everybody knows, there's only
Everybody knows,
a lot of people are Spanish speaking. The people that you went to their houses are Spanish speaking. What they want is a response for you, just like you went to ask them in Spanish to explain to them what's going on, what's happening. Like she said, you can't interpret. You can't have an interpreter.
It's up there on the reader board. And it's in Spanish and English. We have the meetings, and it tells you what days of the month.
Yes, and then there's some people that don't know how to read either. So just like you went out there, that's what they're waiting for you to go out there and explain to them and let them know, like, yes, like you went and talked to them in Spanish, have somebody,
But did you see how they want me, they want a solution? I can't give them a solution.
But just like he explained it. I
Yeah.
mean, he did it all in English. A lot of these people are Spanish speaking.
And I understand.
And that's what they want. They want somebody to
No,
translate
they
for them and
want
let
a
them know.
solution. And I can't give them that solution.
That's why they're upset, because they don't understand what's going on. If he goes out there and you have a certified interpreter that actually explains what they're saying, not halfway, because these people are, like you said, they're not certified and they still translate it for you. When
I
you
asked
said
them if
that
and if you feel comfortable, that's what I said.
right,
I didn't tell them.
but when you went out there, you said that they couldn't speak Spanish, they couldn't have an interpreter. It had to be certified. So how did you let somebody not be certified to do it?
No, I told him if you, because he said, well, can I interpret? I go, if you feel comfortable. That's what I told him. I didn't tell him to do it. Yeah.
He asked if he could.
Yeah.
Yeah, because nobody was doing it. Because he couldn't do it, like he was talking to
We're
people
gonna move
forever.
on. We're gonna move on.
And that's why all these people are mad, because you're just, yeah, we're gonna move on, we're gonna move on.
Yeah, look what time it is. Look what time it is.
They told people that you were gonna be here till 10 o'clock to answer their
Okay,
questions.
and you know what? I keep getting the sign. It's time for us to move on to the next person, okay?
We need to
I'm
bring in
sorry.
the other new ones there.
Yeah.
Because they haven't-
What's the point to coming to the city council? You guys are not gonna listen.
We're listening. So who else wants to speak up? Oh, come over here.
It doesn't matter. She didn't care when she got her vote, that they were Spanish speaking. So why should they know English now?
But Lester, you seem to find this pretty funny, man.
It
You
is.
got something to say? Why don't you come up and tell us?
It is, you know why?
No, you tell me why.
Run for city
You
council,
tell me why.
so you can find out what's going on.
Say what?
Run for city council.
Everybody that's been in here for this meeting, please exit so we can bring new ones in, please. That's what we're doing.
See?
They
You're
wanna
a
hear-
joke, dude.
They want to question.
Yeah, you are. You're a damn joke.
It's all the time. All the years for the last
It's your
20 years.
quirkiness, it's your attitude, dude, that makes causes problems here.
What was that?
You're over the churching a lot, but you don't wanna come up here and speak. Keep your church to yourself.
I already did.
Yeah, just say what you want out. Go talk to them out there and see how they see you. Huh?
Hey.
Anybody can go up there and talk to us. Everybody else is. We're gonna get more people in, Rachel.
Yeah. Did anybody else want to come in, Rich? Ask, bring the chief.
Girl and,
Señora, iba a platicar
oh, no, she's.
Voy a decir algo en español también, ¿no? La entendemos muy bien.
Está bien así.
Okay. Well, my name is Enedelia Montivalles. I live here. My mom was born and raised here. This water issue has been going on for centuries. There's no blame. I'm not blaming anybody, but I do understand the frustration of the community and the residents. I bought a house here 4 years ago, and I've already put a lot of money into my home. Half of my appliances that I bought are shot. You look at them, they look like they're 10 years old. But it has nothing to do with the city administration. It has to do with the solution of the water. This has been going on for years. But what I see living here for 4.5 years and all my life is it's a lack of communication. Without communication, we are not going to be able to do anything together. You know, it's like when election comes up, one person is elected for mayor, the other one has to leave, and they get petty, they get selfish, they get envidiosos, and they start bumping heads. And that mayor that was there before the other mayor should have communicated what needs to be done to apply for grants, to do whatever. But without communication, we're not going to get where we are. We've been here how many years, people? How many years? There's got to be a change. So I understand their frustration. I understand it, and especially because half of, 70% of our community here in Macton are Hispanics that do not speak English. So if they're not getting the communication that they need to find out how to get educated about the water, educated and find out everything there is to know about the budget. It should be posted. How much is our budget for 2023? Do we have a certified water inspector? Who's who? Who's that? And I understand that when you guys came in this last couple years in election, everything was a mess. I understand that. I understand that because I myself ran for city council and I did not get voted in, which is fine. But I'm still going to address my opinion on being a resident here. If we do not work together and let the Hispanic people, the 70% of the people that live here are buying 400, 500,000 houses on the other side of town. This is what we want. We want to bring the people in so we can be on the map and be known that, you know what, we are a community. But when we have this and Caima News and Radio Cadena and all these people bashing everybody, what does that tell you as a city? It doesn't even reflect on you guys. It reflects on the people of Mapton. That's what it reflects on. It doesn't matter about you people. It's the people here that has to live here. And I'm just saying, you know, I really hope.
It does reflect on us because we live here.
Exactly. Yeah, I know,
You say
but
that it doesn't reflect on us. It reflects on us because we are citizens of Mapton. Why do you think we're sitting here?
okay, yes, I understand that. Pero there's some things that reflect on you guys and some things that don't because you don't know how people live behind closed doors. You don't know if there's an elderly drinking water or getting contaminated. I got lupus 2 years ago when I worked at Blue Sky drinking the water out of their pop fountain. And I'm still fighting with lupus today. But you know what? I'm not going to sit here and say it was the water because I don't know. But there's other people out there that speak Spanish and say that they've had children that have gotten sick. All we're saying is nobody's the victim here, Rachel. Unless the coat fits, then wear it. But if it doesn't, I'm sorry. We have to come together as a community and find the solution. And that's all I have to say.
I would not understand in Spanish, so like I know you understand Spanish. I know everybody does.
But la pregunta es de nosotros, ¿por qué no se nos enseñan los gastos de la ciudad? Why we're not seeing the spending or like the agenda where you spend the money?
Our council gets the where we spend the money on all the bills, so they get it. So if you want to see, it, you have to come in and do a public records request, and the girls can get it.
So I have heard o he escuchado que personas han pedido los records y no se las han dado. Yo he escuchado a dos personas a hoy que han venido a pedir los records de cómo se gasta el dinero, cuánto se le paga a un oficial que está aquí y no se los han dado.
No, well, they have to go in and fill out a paper.
They have done it. They have done it.
So, okay, so tomorrow I will look into it, see who it was, and make sure they do, because we have a certain amount of time to do it. And I don't know, have we gotten anything else? A public records request?
We can look into it if you give us a call tomorrow.
And the other thing, okay, el agua sabemos que no se va a arreglar ahorita pronto. Es un problema que está ahí. So it's not going to get fixed soon because there's a process. Pero there's other issues en la ciudad que se pueden comunicar en vez de estar nomás discutiendo el agua. Por ejemplo, el tráfico que viene de Grandview, que cruza la escuela a la elementaria. Yo vivo enfrente de la escuela y miro los carros pasando recio. ¿Cuántas personas han atropellado ahí? 2 niños enfrente de tu casa atropellaron a un niño.
Y todavía siguen pasando recio. No hay una solución.
I was talking to Officer García, y le dije, hey, ¿por qué no traen los speed bumps? Oh, no podemos porque si se daña un carro, demandan a la ciudad. Pero si lo miran en otro caso, si la persona pasa recio por ese speed bump, ¿quién es el responsable? Es la persona que va manejando por ese speed bump recio, sabiendo que la velocidad es 20, pasan 35, 40. Yo estoy ahí afuera en vez de regando mi yarda y los miro y le digo, hey, ¿qué pasó? Y en vez de se enojan y hasta le pisan más.
A mí no me ha parado el dedo.
Yeah.
Yo soy una persona que...
Would there be a problem to put a stop sign there? Right at the corner of the school?
Well, I know that there is right now, they put a speed sign.
Yeah, but
that won't
It has slowed them down quite a bit because the officers have been parking out there and where they're not in sight that they can see. So it has slowed down, but I mean, we've talked about solutions for driving fast because we get calls all the time.
Yes.
Up and down every street. I mean, they do it every street.
Lo digo because school is coming and there is a lot of traffic. There's a lot of kids walk through there to Washington. They cross right there. And I could guarantee you that there's gonna be another accident, a fatal accident. And it's not gonna end it well for it. I'll bet you anything for the city. It's gonna go for the city. I'm pretty sure. Porque si no hacemos nada ahorita, when are we gonna do it? When another fatality happens? Are we gonna wait for that, or are we just
So
gonna?
what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and we'll look into this
Mhm.
and the girls take notes.
Mhm.
We'll have a meeting with, the chief and see what we can figure out, because we have talked about speed limits.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that they call around to make sure, we don't want to get in the lawsuit either.
Yes.
We have to be careful.
Yeah, it's understandable. It's understandable. Okay, you're trying to prevent a lawsuit, but on the other hand, you gotta look both hands.
I understand.
And so if I come in and I ask for those financial records, public records, I should be able to get them within what?
Well, they give you, how many days? Yeah,
Five-
they give you
okay.
5 days, but if they're like in the middle of billing or
Yes.
doing something, then they can send you an email or a
Mhm.
letter and tell you, we're gonna extend it, because I think we have like a whole year to do a public reference.
Okay.
That's the time limit.
All right.
But the girls usually are pretty good about getting it out right away, and so,
Yeah, I didn't want to touch the water because ya se habló demasiado del agua. So, el problema es que la gente anda frustrada y para qué vamos a seguir con el agua cuando hay otras
and
cosas que hacer.
this isn't the first time.
Mhm.
This water issue's been going on for years.
Yeah,
I've
for years.
attended the city meetings, and
Yes.
I've been there where you're at
Mhm.
with frustration to these two and the other councilmen.
Yes.
I've been there, and I know. But now that I'm sitting on this side,
Mhm.
I know it's not as easy as I thought when I was over there.
Yes.
I know that it's a process. It's not just about, oh, well, we're gonna take this money and we're gonna go build or do this.
Yeah.
That's not the way it is.
So how can we prevent from losing the deadline for grants? I was reading an article that we lost.
Jamin?
Yeah.
You wanna talk about that grant,
Yes,
please?
so I explained this before, but I'm recycling.
Mhm.
So, do you want me to do it on mic or? just
You're-
like- So the city, there are multiple funding circles that come around, right? And so one came up, kind of at the last minute, talking to the city council, we were in a meeting, we're like, hey, let's go for some funding. We're looking at some water main replacement. The thing is, it wasn't grant. At the best case scenario, it's 50% grant. The other 50% we won't, the city has to pay back. So we're talking to city staff, we looked at some different scenarios, kind of scoped a good project. We would be an excellent project for the city. But it was going to involve, the city has to pay that loan back. So they can't pay it with your current income. You have to raise rates to do it. And so that was a concern. And then also the city was still getting some other financial information together. And so ultimately the decision was, hey, rather than try to rush this, let's go get up, there'll be more funding cycles coming later this year, early next year. Let's pause it, go for the next one. So that's the thing is, it wasn't at best case scenario, it would have been 50% grant. And 50%, that's all money that the city has.
So
to pay back.
50%, don't you rather have get 50%? And for example, I'm gonna bring this example. Okay, we get $20 to the city for tabs for every car every year, right? So every family has how many cars?
We drive around and we go see cars.
Uh-huh.
Cars don't have tabs from 2015,
Well,
2014.
no, okay, well, that's where I'm going. Are we pressing
We are.
the drivers or
Yes,
the
but you
owners
know
of
what
the
they
of the
do?
cars?
They move them, they go and move them in their yards.
That money is not, wouldn't be used for water. That money
No,
is
but
for
it's
roads.
not for
No,
water, but
It's for our roads.
yes, exactly. So like
And
the project that we have here.
The reason that we have to do that is because years ago you guys passed the tabs, you didn't want them to be 300 or whatever, the newer cars.
I think
It's
I
all
like
gonna
100
be-
and some per
Yeah.
car.
So you passed that. Well, when you passed it, the
Mhm.
city lost $100,000
Yes.
for roads.
I remember
So
before it
we
was
were
like
trying to
56,
gain it back by the
$50
$20 fee.
back in the day.
But I thought the government had an infrastructure program going on for anybody, any city that wants to apply for it.
Well,
It's for
yeah,
infrastructure.
Well, yeah, we have to apply, but if we can't match
It's
it,
just the
what
roadways,
good does
everything,
it do?
bridges, everything.
Yeah, we have to be able to match it.
Mhm.
And if we don't, we can go bankrupt as a city.
Yeah.
You know, and we don't want that. Yeah, Carol went right. Yeah. You know, and we don't want that.
They're
incorporated. They don't have a. That's what we would do.
Okay, so that's what I had. I mean, 'cause
So
I
come
don't-
in tomorrow,
Uh-huh.
if you get a chance, come in, I'll be there, if you wanna talk to me, I can talk to you a
Yes.
little more. And, you know, I have open door policy, come in
All right.
and see,
Perfect.
not leave a message with the girls, and I will do a follow-up.
All right.
I do follow-ups. It may take me a day or two, but I do follow-ups, okay?
Or I could come in on Monday. I have Mondays are free for me, so I could come in and,
Okay, just call the girls and let
Yes.
them know that you're gonna be at a certain time, and they will give me a call and I will be there.
perfect.
Thank you.
All right.
I want to say thank you for translating.
You're welcome.
You wanna, does he wanna say something?
¿Quieres decir algo? Son músicas preguntas nomás. Y sobre el agua nomás.
Yo le digo a usted claritamente, nosotros somos humanos, no somos puercos. ¿Ok? El agua,
¿Dicho que ustedes?
sí, porque el agua sale como que de
Pero
onda.
yo he dicho
Que de onda
que
el agua
ustedes-
sale el agua.
Pero yo he dicho que usted es puerco.
O sea, así nos está tratando usted a nosotros.
¿Por qué? ¿Qué
Porque
tal?
no hace nada el agua usted.
No.
Si no hace nada usted, vamos a juntar firmas todos del pueblo. Porque entra a una casa ahí donde nosotros vemos, huele a puro pinche perro muerto ahí.
Ok, no hay necesidad
Del
de
agua.
hablar así, ok?
Ok, no vas a saber qué decir.
Ok, so yo nomás
Si
le
no hace caso, vamos a juntar firmas.
Ok, junta firmas. Porque no podemos cambiar esto de un día
Hay que
a otro.
cambiar.
Hi. I just want to make sure.
You want to take your name?
Oh, my name is Rita Silva. I live in 113 8th Street. I just want to express, my concerns. If everybody can please make sure the whole community is actually being aware of these things in Spanish. If there can be please an interpreter for them because they're mad because they don't know what's going on. Is there other ways that we can actually distribute this information to them, like flyers in Spanish, or actually you have people that speak Spanish here. Why can't you guys make an effort to express these things to them?
No, they girls do. When they call the office, they do. But the way he talked right now, that's the kind of crap that they talk. Now, you tell me, is that a gentleman who talks like that to a woman? Because that's the way they talk to my girls. That's very disrespectful.
Yes, but these are people that don't have as much education.
But why do you think we're here tonight? Because that's why we have our water contract.
You didn't have an interpreter though, so how would they know? They don't,
We can't do the interpreting, I'm sorry. I didn't expect this many people. I'm gonna be honest. I don't have that Facebook that I'm blocked. So I don't see anything that's written about me, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm doing the best I can. For people to slander me and say, I don't have a water contractor, yes, we do. We have somebody.
I think what she's asking, Rachel, is if at all possible, if at any meeting, even if it's a person going to volunteer to interpret, have an interpreter on hand, in case there's people here that don't understand.
So we've
I
been
think that's all
told,
she's
we've been
asking.
told we have to have somebody who is certified.
To interpret?
Yeah, we have to.
I don't
Because
understand
in
why,
case-
all they're doing
Well,
is
because in
interpreting.
case they don't interpret
Right, yeah.
whatever,
They have to be
we
certified.
could be held liable for it, because they're saying something
Can I
that we
interrupt a
didn't
little
say
bit?
we did.
Let me interrupt a little bit. If you bring a certified translator, I'll guarantee you this, I'll tell you this, they're not gonna talk like this guys. They're gonna talk
Oh, they
Spanish
say-
from Spain.
Yeah.
And it's a whole different
Oh,
thing.
yeah, no.
They're not gonna, they're not
They're
gonna
not gonna
understand.
understand.
No, they're not gonna understand
It's
a
a
pen.
slang we speak.
Yes.
This guy was doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job. And I know he lives here.
Yeah.
So,
Mi nombre es Julio Alberto Dardón. Vivo en la Primera Avenida. Mi señora tiene daycare. Está preocupada por el agua. Pero ya vamos a dejarlo el agua. ¿Ok? Nada más vengo yo aquí como representante de todos los que están allá afuera. Quieren irse, pero no hasta que se dé una solución. No solución, sino quiere irse a su casa y llevarse algo de que qué van a hacer. ¿Cuáles son los proyectos? Entonces yo a eso vengo, a agarrar lo que ustedes me digan, para yo ir con ellos y decirles y que se lleven eso a su casa para que ya se puedan ir. Que de otra manera...
Teresa
Oh,
Ay.
estaba aquí sentada. She was sitting right here. She
No,
heard-
estoy hablando por todos.
No, I know, but
Okay.
Teresa was here sitting down. She heard the solutions that we can do, long-term, short-term.
Ok, eso es Teresa. Ahorita soy yo.
No, yo sé, but
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. He already explained the solutions.
Ok, yo soy yo, ¿verdad? Mi nombre es Julio Alberto
I
Rendón.
know who you are.
Quiero si me puedes dar la información para yo llevarle afuera a la gente que está esperando qué solución va a haber y así yo salgo y les digo y se van a ir a su casa
And he
con
wants
eso.
to know the solution that we can give him so he can take it to the people outside. And I'm telling him, you explained the solutions.
Well, I can go over some more.
Okay, let him know.
If you like.
¿Y me traducen, por favor? Si puede, si gusta, si no.
Can I do it?
Yeah,
That's
if
a
you feel
question.
comfortable.
All right.
It's on a volunteer basis, man.
Yeah,
It's only up to you.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. Go ahead.
Don't do it in Spaniard.
The long-term solution would be to find a treatment that takes care of both taste, odor, and color problems.
Curar el olor, el sabor del agua y tratarla para que se sepa mejor.
We haven't identified the best way to move forward
No hemos
with that treatment.
encontrado la mejor solución para moverse para adelante.
We're still studying
Todavía están estudiando
exactly what the problem is.
qué es el problema del agua. Todavía están estudiando.
And then what we'll do is we'll test different possible solutions. And then when we find one that works, then we'll take that and we'll apply it to the whole system.
Entonces, ya cuando encuentren, van a probar diferentes soluciones y ya cuando encuentren la que funciona mejor, van a implementar esa y van a seguir tratando el agua con la mejor que encuentren.
I don't know how technical he wants to get, but possible solutions are ozonation of each individual well.
La solución posible que se puede hacer es una oxigenación de cada pompa que tienes, de cada nori. Ajá, de cada pompa.
Individual chlorination
Echarle cloro al agua.
in the wells
En las-
before the water comes out.
Antes de que el agua salga.
We've already ruled out like some type of filtration system or purification system. They're not gonna work on the taste and odor problems.
Dice que ya no van a, el sistema de filtración no lo van a usar porque eso no va a ayudar a solucionar el olor y el sabor del agua.
And the existing treatment that we have, which is aeration, and somewhat filtration, doesn't keep up with the demand.
Dice el sistema que tienen ahorita de filtración y agregación que le echan aire al agua.
And it's working as
Dice que no
hard as
está
it can.
trabajando lo suficiente por la cantidad de agua que se está usando. Pero está saliendo mucha agua, pero el sistema no es lo suficiente para poder filtrar el agua bien.
Están trabajando.
Ajá. Entonces es la solución que
En
tienen.
las pocas palabras ya lo entiendo. En las pocas palabras están trabajando en esto.
Sí,
Es
ambos
lo que
están,
me
ambos
dio la
están
información.
trabajando.
Entonces yo ahorita voy a salir con ellos y les voy a decir porque a lo mejor ya se van a ir.
En
¿Por qué es lo que
solución,
están esperando?
en solución, yo no puedo hacerlo. I can't do it by myself.
De que ella no puede
I'm
hacer la
not,
solución.
that's not my profession.
Porque ella no es su
That's
profesión de
his
ella.
profession.
Es la
We
profesión de-
contract him.
Yo te entiendo, pero yo pienso que la obligación de su trabajo, si tú lo contratas a él, te tiene que dar información a ti.
Well,
Y tú
no,
como,
he does.
como mayor tienes que darnos información a nosotros.
Yes.
que escribimos aquí.
Yes.
O sea, así debe de ser.
Yes, and so
Okay.
now we're gonna start doing it.
Ok, entonces la próxima junta va a ser para 2 semanas.
Yeah, what date is it falling?
August, the second Tuesday, el segundo martes.
Segundo martes de
Sí.
no saben todavía dónde va a ser, ¿verdad? Porque me imagino que va a venir más gente.
So we're done talking about the water,
Okay.
because
No.
that's why they're here, let me know.
No, es que la gente,
Ya
dijimos,
Yes,
¿verdad?
I
Ahora
told
que
you.
la gente pues hace preguntas porque como no les gustó lo que sucedió ahora, por eso yo saco esto.
And we wanted to go outside, but we have to
Okay.
keep it online.
Okay,
They he wants to know when is your next meeting,
And-
so that he'll let him know.
It's the second week of
August.
You see behind, ¿puede mirar otra vez?
Sí, la segunda semana de agosto.
Sí, segundo
Yeah,
martes.
and just so he knows, we do have our water contractor, we're not out of, we're not out of compliance, you know, we're in compliance.
There's no contamination.
No hay contaminación
Sí,
del agua.
ok, entonces, no, pues está bien, entonces lo mismo que yo voy a traer a la gente y es todo.
Thank you. Gracias.
Gracias.
Thanks a lot for your information. You have a good evening. All right?
Yeah, nice.
Thank you very much.
Ay, que le vaya bien.
No tengo miedo.
Ok, no, nada de eso. No, yo nada más entré por una razón. No pensaba entrar porque sí me gusta hablar. Mi nombre es Maribel. Maribel Cárdenas y soy residente de aquí de Mapton, tengo 20 años viviendo aquí. Entonces, para mí es uno de los problemas ahorita más grandes el aroma del agua, ¿verdad? Que tenemos ahorita la mayoría de las personas. Las personas que están afuera, lo que pasa es que ellas lo que venían era nada más a tratar el aroma. Ya están saliendo compañeros de los mismos vecinos, la mayoría somos conocidos. Aquí en Mapton somos un pueblo bien pequeñito, pero casi la mayoría nos conocemos. Entonces, muchos ya salieron como comentando que como pensaban quitar del bill el de la basura. Entonces era un cobro, pone que ahora que nos iba a llegar el bill del agua, ¿verdad? Ya no va a llegar el bill solo del agua, ya también tenemos que hacer como algo con Yakima para poder implementar la basura. Entonces también comentaron otra cosa, comentaron dos cosas que para que se disminuyera el bill. No sé qué bien se trató aquí porque yo no estaba aquí adentro, pero yo entré por esa razón.
So, what I said,
El aroma es importante, sí es importante, pero para mí fue importante, por eso me metí. Para nosotros en realidad las personas que estamos afuera no queríamos una separación de los biles, solamente queríamos una solución del problema del aroma. Es más que nada, ahorita lo que están mirando ya las señoras que están afuera, es que si vamos a tener que hacer contrato con Yakima, tal vez pueda salir más caro el bill. Porque tal vez ustedes, como los pueblos, como somos un pueblo pequeño, Yakima es grande, al hacer un contrato con ellos te lo tienen que dejar más barato, ¿no? Hay como una, no sé.
Okay, so we're trying to fix the smell.
Están tratando de arreglar el olor del agua.
This is our contractor, like I
Y es
said.
el contratista que agarró la ciudad para que trabajen en el sistema del agua para eliminar el olor.
But the water bill did come up that people pay a lot for water, and we're trying to educate them and tell them their water is the top line, and they have a service charge. They have a garbage, and then they have a service charge for garbage. They have sewer, and they have a sewer charge for garbage.
Dice que tiene el agua y tiene un costo por llevarle el agua. El drenaje, tiene el servicio de drenaje que le cuesta tanto y tiene un costo por el drenaje. Tiene la basura,
tiene
un costo y tiene un costo.
Sabemos que todo eso viene incluido en el bill. Siempre tenemos años pagando lo mismo en el bill. Y sabemos también, no sé si, pero todos tenemos que saber que cuando pasamos de cierta fecha en el mes, lógico que te van a cobrar $10 más, porque nos está pasando de la fecha que tienes que pagar tu bill. Yo no sabía eso hasta que mi vecina que yo tenía a un lado, un día me dijo, ¿cuándo ya pagaste tu bill? No sé si es del 10 al 15, es que tienes que pagarlo antes, ¿no? Y ya si pasa de esa fecha te cobran $10 más. Entonces, a mí me dijo una vecina que yo tenía, me dijo, págalo antes de esa fecha porque no te van a cobrar $10, yo no sabía. Yo siempre a veces me pasaba, pero yo no sabía que pagaba $10 más. Hasta que ella me dijo, entonces yo ya traté de pagarlo antes de esa fecha. Y luego también lo que comentaron las personas de afuera, que quieren hacer lo que lo pagamos con tarjeta para que haya un cobro adicional. Pienso que la mayoría, yo también, me gusta ir a pagarlo con cash. ¿Por qué? Porque si yo puedo ahorrar $5 o $10, yo me voy a ahorrar esos $5 o $10. Yo, si esos puedo utilizarlos en comprar otra cosa, lógico que me los voy a querer ahorrar. ¿Ok? Yo por eso entré.
So the conversation was that we have people coming in and they're being rude to the girls. They come in and pay with change, they pay with ones, and they expect the girls to stand there and count ones, 200 ones. And there's a long line. We're not going to do that.
Dice que mucha
And
gente
they get mistreated.
les falta respeto a las muchachas cuando van a pagar el bill. Les hablan mal o vienen con, por decirlo, uno dice dinero es dinero, ¿verdad? Pero también tiene que tener lógica, que si vienes con un montón de pennies, $100 en pennies o $100 en puros de a uno, las muchachas están ahí,
Bueno,
están ahí.
como una cosa, usted merece respeto, ella merece respeto, también los demás merecen respeto, ¿verdad? Nadie tiene que llegar a hacerles eso a ellas porque es un trabajo que están teniendo. Nosotros vamos y pagamos un servicio que estamos adquiriendo y vamos y lo pagamos. Entonces, yo no te voy a decir que hay personas así, sí lo hay, porque si así les está pasando a ellas, pero no tendrían que hacerlo. ¿Por qué? Porque por unas personas pagan otras, eso no va a ser justo. A mí no se me va a hacer justo. Que por una persona grosera que va nomás les avienta el dinero, yo creo que no le cuesta ganarlo, por eso lo avienta.
Yeah, but you know, it's not just one person.
No,
It's
no,
not
no,
just
no,
one person,
no,
and
no.
it's gotten ugly since all of this water.
que-
Like, it's our fault, and it's not our fault.
Dice que se ha puesto un tantito peor desde que empezó el olor del agua. La gente llega enojada, molesta, la gente el dinero, les dice cosas, pero no es problema de ellos. Sabemos que está el olor ahí, pero como dijo ella, está trabajando en una solución, pero la solución no es de un día para otro, como dijo ella, no se va a pagar y ya.
Y luego otra cosa, que una cosa mayor, como tú, principalmente es la cabeza. Yo sé que es algo bien difícil para ti porque date cuenta, todos se te están aventando a ti, de verdad. ¿Sabes por qué? Porque tú eres como la voz de todos. Ellos sí están aquí, pero tú eres la mera principal. Todos allá afuera quieren a la mayor, porque es como si yo soy la que va y hace como si soy la que es la principal, la que van a elegir. Tiene que ser la principal la que vaya y les diga lo que está pasando o la solución que se va a dar. Entonces las personas de afuera lo que están un poquito molestas porque quieren que tú les explicaras eso. Entonces, sí,
That's why we had this meeting tonight.
eso.
And that's why I didn't say anything, because I didn't want to give the wrong information. I wanted the contractor and I wanted the engineer to explain the situation.
Dice que por eso ella no dijo nada, no habló, porque ella quería que el ingeniero que contrataron para el agua y hablar y les diera los detalles de lo que se estaba haciendo o de lo que se está haciendo y de lo que se va a seguir implementando, porque obviamente ella no sabe, no tiene idea de cómo curar el agua. Por eso contrataron a la persona.
And
Entonces,
he's been here for a year and a half, 2 years. Yeah, you
tiene un
know.
año y medio aquí trabajando, tratando de buscar la solución. Por eso
Okay, lo importante es que puede haber una solución para lo del agua, pero yo por lo que entré fue para que no haya un cambio necesariamente en que nos tengan que separar biles mayor. ¿Sí me explico en eso? Que no haya un cobro cuando tú pagas. Tal vez si hay, ponle que te pasaste de la fecha, ok, no sé que te van a cobrar, pero que no pagues con tarjeta y que te tengan que estar descontando cada que estás
No,
pagando.
it was just something I brought up.
Nomás decirle a las personas que tengan respeto con ellas para pagar en cash.
Ese-
O si lo van a pagar, nomás que lo lleven en un sobre, como las que son groseras, que lo lleven en un sobre y lo dejas. Que lo pongan ahí mismo en el correo y se evitan eso, de que lo dejen ahí mismo, lo van a agarrar ustedes. Las personas que son así de verdad de groseras, porque no es justo que hagan justos por pecadores, la verdad. Yo por eso me metí.
Es que eso de la tarjeta que se mencionó allá afuera, yo no lo oí, pero se mencionó, esa fue una sugerencia, es algo que no se ha implementado y no se va a implementar hasta que si se aprueba, se implementa. Am I right?
Yeah.
If it gets approved,
Yes,
then
if it gets approved. And not only that, but back to the garbage. I did say I am in the middle of dealing with Yakima Waste. They're drawing up a contract for us. So that way now the residents will see the difference on their water bill. And now they'll be able to pay their bill directly to Yakima County. And then when they have an issue, then they can deal with Yakima County. They're not going to deal with the girls here at the
porque
city
lo
hall.
único que está diciendo ella es que a la ciudad nomás se va a encargar, están en un contrato, están haciendo un contrato, más bien dicho, pero la ciudad nomás se va a encargar del agua, el drenaje. Entonces ya si ese contrato se hace, los residentes de Mappin se van a tener que hacer responsables de pagar la basura al condado de Yakima, en Yakima.
Because as it is, they come in here and say that the water is expensive. Okay, well, they're going to see a little difference on the
Pero
water
ese
bill.
proyecto ya lo traen ustedes en puerta o apenas se dio a raíz de esta
Yo ya
junta?
estaba hablando con ellos desde octubre.
Sí, ellos están hablando,
We just
pero
haven't
no ha
done it.
pasado nada, no han hecho el contrato para decir ya va a empezar o no. Eso es una plática que se está haciendo. Entonces,
Pero a raíz de esta junta que se hizo mayor, porque ponle que digas, se hizo, ok, se los vamos a separar. O sea, si también no queremos que sea contraproducente, que a raíz de esta plática del agua se crea una forma, al final nos salga en sentido contrario las cosas, porque va a ser peor para nosotros.
No, but they have to understand, she's willing to pay that bill here, but a lot of the other ones, they come in every month, you know, and they're like, my water bill's like this, my water bill's like this, and they get treated bad, so then I'm like, okay, we're gonna eliminate that, we're gonna take the garbage out, and we're gonna let Yakima County deal with it.
es porque dice que como la gente viene así, les habla mal a las muchachas, entonces...
Como
ellos
ellas no
pagan
tienen el derecho de apuntar el nombre de la persona que vino y se portó mal ahí. Pueden apuntar el nombre de la persona. Ponle, Maribel Cárdenas vino, pagó el agua y me aventó el dinero. Ok, a Maribel Cárdenas viene si quiere pagar su hipoteca y su sobra, no sé, pero no se le va a aceptar en efectivo, nomás en tarjeta. Tal vez muchos, ay, no, esa es discriminación, yo no sé qué, no sé cuánto. Pero yo no voy a estar como por otra persona poniendo la cara si yo quiero ahorrar $1, $2, $3 por una forma y al final me va a salir peor por otra persona que viene y nomás lo avienta por grosera. Yo y muchas no están de acuerdo en eso.
Well, right now, there's more of that than, it's been ugly.
Pero tampoco no estamos de acuerdo pues que las personas.
Demasiado. Entonces, lo de la basura dice que eso lo quieren hacer para que ustedes van a mirar la diferencia en el bill del agua, quitándole la basura.
Hay una forma que cuando sabemos que está caliente, sabemos que el bill sube. Y luego empieza, después disminuye, se varía una cosa con la otra. No todo el tiempo a veces tenemos el bill del mismo precio. A menos, no sé si los demás, pero no siempre el bill llega al mismo precio, ¿a poco no? O sea, sí varía. Entonces no siempre llega un costo, a veces lo bajan, sube y así se lo llevan. Nada más que pensamos que cuando, ¿se acuerda cuando hicieron el tinaco? Tal vez pensamos que después iba a poder llegar un poco menos el bill del agua, pero llegó igual el costo. O sea, no hubo una diferencia, nomás las personas ahorita están por el aroma y muchas pues ya empezaron a decir otras cosas, ya se soltaron.
La cosa es que del aroma del agua, como dijo anteriormente, no pueden hacer nada ahorita porque están trabajando en el proceso.
Como eso sí, ya está bien entendido.
Ajá, she understands.
And I mean, it's not my fault. This has
Eso
been going
ya
on
de agua
for
se habló
years.
de
Okay.
Es que ella no tiene el problema porque el agua ha estado así por años. Y si tratan de acomodarla o filtrarla o buscar las maneras de eliminar el olor, por eso él está aquí para trabajar en eso.
Como en esas circunstancias está.
I mean, it's been very educational for me, because, I mean, 2 weeks ago, July 13th, was basically the first time I heard that there was any severe problems with taste and odor. I mean, everybody had mentioned, passing and things like that, that, oh yeah, we've had some, rotten egg smell every now and then, and there's been problems with the wells. But we've been concentrating, Joe and I, and the rest of the staff, have been concentrating on pressure and keeping the reservoirs up and going, and working on the booster station, and working on the infrastructure there, working on the residual chlorine and the chlorine injectors, and all these other types of things. And so now we know that we need to concentrate a little bit more on the taste and odor side of things.
Dice que él tiene, en julio 13 fue cuando, julio 13 fue cuando él se dio realmente cuenta de cómo volvía el agua, porque él apenas tiene 1 año y medio trabajando aquí, y que han estado trabajando él y su compañero en cómo eliminar el olor.
El 13 fue cuando él se dio cuenta. El 13
Because as an operator, I'm always most concerned with overall water quality, making sure the water is drinkable, making sure that there's no health problems, making sure there's no known contaminants, making sure that everything's possible that we can do to keep the water so it meets all the requirements and all the regulations and everything like that. That's where I've been concentrating.
Como él es el operador que se encarga de las norias y todo eso, entonces están concentrando en cómo eliminar cómo mantener las norias, cómo eliminar los contaminantes y cómo tratar de eliminar el olor.
Dicen que hay diferentes norias. ¿Cada noria va para diferente lugar de Mapco? Es mi pregunta. ¿Va para diferente área, algo así? ¿O van para la misma una y luego otra? ¿Cómo?
No, all the wells are blended together and go straight to the reservoir, and then the reservoir goes out to the rest of the city.
Todas las norias se van para el
No
tanque de
individual
reserva,
well goes.
entonces del tanque de reserva se distribuye el agua a las casas. A todas. Entonces no quiere decir que una
We're
noria
gonna
va
try
para
to
allá.
fix it, and we're gonna work on this together.
And tonight was the first time I'd heard anything about color problems or sediment or residue and things like that. And that seems to be more of a concern to a lot of people is, they got filled up of orange or black or something like that they're seeing coming out of their taps, and their brand new toilets and things like that are discolored. And first time I've heard about any of those problems.
desde que es la primera vez que él ha escuchado.
They're not
que el agua tiene
detectable,
color,
you know, in any of the systems that I've worked with.
tiene como arenita, porque eso no lo puede detectar cuando está haciendo las pruebas si tiene químicos o si tiene otro contaminante en el agua. Es la primera vez que él escucha eso, porque él no puede mirar el color del agua.
Cuando sí salía mal el agua fue cuando estaban haciendo el tinaco. Había veces que uno abría y sí salía hasta fea, pero después seguía el agua y ya salía más clara. Pero no estaba entendiendo por qué estaban haciendo el tinaco en el entonces que estaba ahí, porque siempre en la tarde salía hasta revolcada, sí salía fea el agua, pero no tenía aroma, nomás estaba revolcada el agua.
And it sounds like if we can improve the aesthetics, color, taste, and odor, and things like that aren't health concerns, but they're the majority of the concerns of the citizens. And so it sounds like if we can start concentrating on those, then, you know, in general, people should be happier.
Dice que si se van a concentrar más en eliminar el olor y el color del agua y que no tenga como basurilla, entonces si se enfocan más en eso, que no tiene que ver mucho si está contaminada o tiene otros contaminantes que van a las personas, porque ahorita en las pruebas que han hecho, todos han salido bien, no tienen niveles altos de contaminantes ni nada. Entonces, si arreglan ese problema, entonces la gente va a estar más contenta porque parece que es el enfoque de las personas ahorita, el olor, el color.
Lo que pasa es que hay en ciertas áreas que yo pienso que está más fuerte el aroma. Y eso que hay áreas diferentes. Por eso preguntaba que si iba diferente distribuir el agua. Porque hay áreas que sí está más fuerte.
And just for the record, we do have a contractor who works with the city of Hampton, and he's been with us for almost going on 2 years already. So he's well aware of what's going on in our city with our water, you know, so just letting you know.
Ya no, para que sepan que tienen el contratista, que es él, trabajando un año y medio y sabe lo que está teniendo el agua y sabe lo que tienen que hacer para mejorar la calidad del agua, pero es, como dice ella, no es de hoy para mañana, es un trámite que es largo, sí, porque si fuera para hoy o mañana, nomás le pagaban la llave y ya.
Lo importante que queremos y también las personas que están afuera mayor, nada más que como ellos lo que querían saber, como dijo el señor que se fue, nomás saber que sí va a haber como algo que se le pueda, que él siga mirando como para ver si encuentra dónde se le viene el aroma. Tiene que haber algo. Ellos piensan que, también uno piensa que si tal vez algo no sé, tenga que drenar, no sé, algo tiene que haber. O como él que es especialista en eso, él más o menos tiene que mirar, porque yo pienso que tiene que haber puntos que tiene todavía que observar más. Yo considero eso. Es como dicen, no sé, algo hablaron de pastillas, echarle, no sé qué, algo así, no sé, yo no soy especialista en eso, nosotros nomás pagamos el agua y la estamos usando. Entonces, lo que queremos nada más que esto que se generó esta junta para hablar del agua, no se vea como algo diferente a un problema grande, que nos pongan las tarjetas, nos pongan otras cosas, porque en realidad para eso no era la junta, solamente era para el agua y para mirar el aroma. O sea, si no era para generar un problema grande ni nada, ni tampoco nadie tenía que faltarle respeto a ustedes, ni tampoco nosotros queremos, como ni ustedes ni nosotros. Yo digo en realidad, porque nosotros venimos de una forma pacífica, a pedir a ustedes claro que siempre tiene que haber una persona, pensamos en cada pueblo, en cada ciudad, tiene que haber una persona especializada. ¿Para qué? Para que pueda tener el control de que las bacterias, muchas cosas que puede haber en el agua, y por medio de ellos pueden tener un control de lo mismo, ¿no? Para que los mismos habitantes no nos... Porque hay personas que en realidad sí cocinan con el agua de la llave. En realidad sí cocinan. Yo nunca he cocinado, me da quien sabe qué, pero nunca he cocinado con la de la llave. De verdad, pero hay gente que sí cocina y yo conozco personas que todas sí han cocinado de la llave.
All right, well, thank you, and I have a lot of respect for you. You come into our office, and you're very respectful, and you are respectful for the girls, and I really appreciate that.
Sí, porque vienes a la oficina y tratas con respeto a las muchachas, a ellos.
Ellas son bien amables. Yo no entiendo por qué llegan y las ofenden, porque ellas llevas y son bien amables las muchachas. Nunca te faltan al respeto, nunca están como enojadas. Por eso no entiendo por qué hay personas bien groseras que llegan y les avientan el dinero. Por eso yo digo, pueden poner el nombre y tal vez decirle, Y si ellos dicen, oh, es que me voy a ir a quejar por discriminación, no es discriminación, es por tu forma de ser y por grosero que eres. Porque así como tú vas a tu trabajo, no quieres que te traten mal, tampoco quieres que las traten mal. Es un trabajo, todos tenemos un trabajo.
So there, anytime you have a problem with anybody in the office, bring it to my attention.
No, pues yo nunca tengo problemas con, para mí yo voy y me atienden bien. Yo me metí más que nada porque dijeron la tarjeta, no, dije no, pues es okay. O sea, si no queremos hacer una cosa diferente a lo que se está tratando.
Yeah. Okay.
Sí, solamente eso.
Thank you.
Ahí los veo.
I know. You got 2 minutes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, my name is Adriana Luna. I've been a resident here for 12 years. I live at 112 8th Street in Madison. After speaking with everybody outside, we have come to the conclusion of maybe possibly, how about excavating the pipes and putting new ones instead of carving or like excavating a new well?
Because the money that the city gets, we don't determine where that money goes. So, Jamin, if you want to chime in on that about how. Yeah.
Well, like I said before, the pipes have absolutely nothing to do with taste and odor.
She's mentioned
They
in the last
might have to
meeting,
do with color.
the last meeting, she mentioned that the pipes are 80 years old.
Even an
And
80-year-old
if
pipe
there's already
isn't going to
some-
have anything to do with the taste and odor.
If there's already so many wells going through those same pipes and the problem is still not fixed, don't you think that might be the pipes?
I don't know of any chemical or microbiological process where pipes of any age could contribute to taste and odor problems.
So why don't we test the pipes instead of just the water? Why don't you swab the pipes and test that to see if that's the problem? Have you done that?
What would you like to test the pipes for?
There's children out there that are getting sick. Everybody's saying here the water's where it's all aesthetic. It's not just aesthetic. I myself got sick. My 19-year-old got sick. My 13-year-old got sick. There's children outside there, their moms are concerned for them because they're getting rashes. There's pictures that are being shown to me with the water that's brown and they're bathing their children in it. How are you telling us that this water we're able to drink it? If you're not even testing the pipes.
They're testing the water.
They're testing the water, but they're not testing the pipes. I'm suggesting here that it's probably the pipes, not just the water. You yourself told us that the pipes are 80 years old.
Yes.
And that they excavated a pipe last time, and it was a gross sight.
So, and I did show it to them today, and apparently there are cities that have pipes that are 100 years old. So 80 to 100, I mean, to change the pipes throughout the city, it's gonna be costly. And I think we had that conversation earlier today.
And it wouldn't help taste and odor, it would help color, yes. Absolutely, it would help color.
So can we at least try testing the pipes?
Yeah, I'm not sure what to test them for.
What you tested the water for?
Well,
What
we
did you test the
we
water
test
for?
water for bacteria,
Exactly.
yeah.
Well, that's the concern that the community
And there's
has.
certainly no bacteria on the pipes that wouldn't be in the water. Because the water is going through the pipes, and so if there was any bacteria on the pipes, it would show up in the water.
So are we as residents, are we allowed to go and get a sample ourselves? Or maybe even take a sample from our tap water?
Anybody can do
After we
anything
run
they
it for
want.
10 minutes and taking a sample and see it for ourselves, if it has any type of bacteria?
Absolutely.
And what if it comes back positive?
Well, then bring it back to us.
Yeah, let me know.
Because what I'm noticing is that you guys are just going in there and doing whatever you have to do, but not running it through the pipes. You understand?
Yeah,
Once it runs through the pipes for so long, this is my 11-year-old is telling me this. She's literally having to wear a mask to wash dishes. She's telling me, Mom, the more the water runs through the faucet, the stinkier it gets.
Especially when it's hot. The hot water.
That's the issue we're having here. You're having a subcontractor that's barely around. My question is this: why did you fire the certified
You don't know
personnel
that
has
he's
been
barely
here?
around. You don't know that he's.
We don't
barely
know
around.
anything because you haven't updated nothing on the website. I
No,
emailed you
we're
guys
trying to update
since
it,
July 15th.
but we don't
to
have
9/11.
access. We don't have access. We have to send that out. That internet is not run by us. We send information and everything that we send, we get charged for. So we try to wait till we have a good lump sum, because once we start sending piece by piece, it costs us more.
We're already in July.
I
When
know.
are we gonna wait for everything to be updated?
You can all come in for public requests. I mean, we can give it to
I
you.
can't because I work. I get off late. With the bridge being closed, that's also a burden on us. You want us to buy filters. You want us to
I never
provide our
told you
own
all to buy
water.
filters.
I'm overhearing everything.
I never
And
told anybody to buy
Not you,
filters.
but there's suggestions being made, okay? There's suggestions being made for the people of Mapton to buy their own filters, to buy their own water to drink and bathe if we don't like it.
I never did
And
that.
then we still have to drive 15 miles out of the detour just to get to Sunnyside. Because that's a burden on us.
That's not us.
I know that's not you guys, but give us a solution here. Don't just tell us to buy
I didn't
and
tell
still
anybody
pay
to
for
buy.
our water bill.
I didn't tell anybody to buy. I didn't even mention anything about buying
Actually, I
anything.
have a filter, and it's not gonna help you, okay?
Yeah, I know it's not. I've spoken to residents. I walk door to door, talking to
And just so
everybody
you
and
know,
listening to
Adriana, this
concerns.
is not
concerns.
my fault. This is not my issue. This is not the girls' issue. This is not the council's issue. This is not anybody. This has been going on for many years,
I know you
20
understand
plus years. So my thing is, why all of a sudden you guys think it's my problem? We're trying to work with him.
Sounds to me like you're taking personal, man. We're not making it personal here.
I
Okay,
didn't
we're
say
just-
about
we're just
personal.
we're
I'm
just
saying-
fed up.
Okay, and I'm doing what I can
What
and
I
I'm
see,
working.
what I see is that a year and a half ago, you fired the certified personnel.
I didn't fire, I eliminated his position.
Why?
Because,
Why?
How long was he here?
listen,
Why?
listen,
No, but I'm asking you, why did you fire him?
we are not
Budget
gonna go there.
cuts. Yes, you are. You're supposed to, because we are the citizens here, and your requirements to be having everything transparent. We're supposed to be able to see everything,
We had budget
where
cuts.
where
Very
everything is
just told you.
going to.
Very just-
Why did you fire the
I didn't
certified
fire him,
person?
I eliminated his
Okay.
position.
Why?
Budget. Yes.
So how much are you paying the subcontractor?
Go ahead and answer that.
Where can I see them for myself?
You can review a public records request.
Yeah.
But he can tell you right
Not
now,
much.
How often is he supposed to be here? Because the Department of Ecology
ecology,
requires
we're in-
for a certified personnel to be on site all day. And
You
he's a
wanna-
subcontractor.
You wanna talk then?
I get paid $750 a month.
Are you here all day?
No,
No. That's against the law.
no.
No, we are in compliance with the health department, we are in compliance with ecology. The former employer that worked for us, he turned us into everybody, but we already had everything. Ecology came out, health department came out, we're where we need to be.
Just so you know, okay, so, I am the operator in charge for City of Mapton, City of Titan, City of Cashmere, City of, lots of cities, lots of towns, all over Eastern Washington. I manage 200 Group A water systems throughout Eastern Washington. And each one of those systems, I am the operator in charge. That means that I go to each one of those systems once or twice a month, depending on the size, and make sure that I am in constant communication with the day-to-day personnel of the public works that are there, that are actually taking care of that
But
water
they're not
system.
certified.
That's correct. That's why I'm here.
So why are you asking them to do your job?
I'm not asking them to do my job. They are doing a good job.
But a certified personnel is supposed to be doing that, not the city workers.
No, you don't have to. The way the system is set up is that you have to have an operator in charge, and then they are supervising the people that are doing the day-to-day operation.
So just so you know, when we did have an operator, he wasn't doing his job. He
Well,
had-
I mean,
the
my
same
question
person that's
is,
doing it
how
now
long was that
doing it.
operator here?
But was the water this bad though?
Yeah.
It's always
So-
been bad, the water's been bad.
Okay,
So if
but
the operator
this-
was
this
here for
smelly.
20 years, and he didn't take care of the problem in that 20 years that he was working here,
Maybe because the problem is not the wells, it's not digging more wells, maybe it's the pipes. You can laugh all you want, but just consider it.
I have
Why are you
considered it.
laughing anyways?
I
There's a
am
lot
not
of people,
laughing.
there's a lot of people that are
I
getting
have,
sick
I
here.
have told you time and
None
time
of that
again
matter.
that the
I'm not
pipes have
laughing.
nothing to do
Look,
with the taste of
I'm
the
not
water.
Just take my consider, everybody's suggesting this outside. Test the pipes. You said it yourself, they're 80 years old.
And I did say it, I'm not saying I didn't, but then today I find out that there's even other cities that have pipes that are 100 years old. So I mean, if we can't go and change the pipes throughout the whole city,
It's not the
Adriana,
pipe.
because
I think the better question is, when it was reported on the 13th, where did it change? What changed that the odor started coming out? What in the operations changed
So-
that the water started smelling?
So exactly what happened, probably,
I think that's a better question.
was as the temperatures increased, more and more people were watering more and more of their water, their grasses and everything like that. And so the demand went way up. And so that increased demand from well 5. And so the well 5 usage, which has most of the taste and odor problems coming out of well 5, overwhelmed the existing aeration treatment system. And the treatment system works as hard as it can, and when it gets that increased demand from there, then it can't take care of the extra taste and odor.
So how much
Can you
chlorine is
put
safe for us to drink?
Well, you can actually go up to 4.0 milligrams per liter
I mean, we
on
gotta
chlorine,
think
which is basically like swimming pool.
Yeah, we're not on that one. I mean, like, it's not safe to drink pool water. Why are you suggesting increasing the chlorine? If there's.
Because increasing the chlorine will solve the taste and odor problem.
But it's not safe for us to drink.
Yes, I just said 4.0 milligrams per liter. Currently, your existing residual chlorine level is about 0.8. And we like to keep it a little bit low, just so it doesn't have, that bleach smell and that bleach taste. But I could go 4 times higher, 5 times higher, and still be well within health limits, where it wouldn't cause any health problems.
thank you, Adriana.
Well, I'm here, just consider it. Thank you, okay? That's all I'm saying.
Thanks. We like your speech. All right, thank you.
Is that everybody?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Anybody outside that wants to?
Is there anybody else out there? Okay. Okay, so, okay. So we're gonna go ahead and go on to, council member reports. Any council member reports? Staff reports, chief, do you have any, girls, do we have any reports? Okay. So, just so we can end this meeting, I wasn't expecting that many people here tonight. If I would have known, we would have set something up, outside. But, media's here, the radio was here, and just for the record, we are in compliance. We do have a water operator. We do have a wastewater operator. We are in compliance with health department. We are in compliance with ecology. And Joe, our public lead, is doing a great job. I mean, he
Getting
has.
trained up, he's got a test.
And he has
He'll be
everything.
certified.
He's got everything on his city phone, so he's watching and monitoring things from home. We were able to get that on his phone for him. So, he's doing a good job. And I think where we're at as a city, we're good. I mean, we do have water issues. I'm not gonna say we don't, but I mean, we're gonna work on them. We're gonna work on them together. And, we need to come together. We don't need to be divided like it was tonight. We need to brainstorm. Who knows, maybe we need to all pack it up and go talk to our legislators, talk to our senators, go, Olympia in March and let them know, hey, we're a small town. We need this and this and this. If we can get this many people out here to make noise, we can do a lot if we go up there and we march.
Sounds good.
And I think if we come together as a community and if we could get people to get vans and stuff, we could do this. This would help us.
Yep.
What do you think? Ben?
Oh, I don't have
Totally
any
agree with that.
money.
How about you? What do you think?
Anytime that the city can advocate for funds, that frequently is more likely to lead to funding, and the more grant you get, the less that you have to pay back.
We can have a lot of donating people. A lot of people can donate money. It's a lot of
Yeah, no.
big people there.
Okay.
You elect your legislators. It's good for them to hear from them once in a while on your needs for the community.
Okay. No, any reports, Chief, nothing? Okay, so Bill, do you have anything to add?
No, I don't think so. It's been an education, but I won't dare stir anything else up.
Okay, well, thank you. We're gonna go ahead and adjourn this meeting at 9:10 p.m. Good night, Bill.
All right.